Alrighty, sorry to, oh wait, there we go, yep. I was worried my mic wasn't working, but, yeah, I think that's enough of the song. I'm sorry to have paused it at the best part of it, but, we do have the show to get to. So, I'm just going to send people the link. And then, I just had to get the link shared. I'll share the link in the Chronic server a little bit later. Just thought I'd send the link to the person I'm gonna be hosting. My channel artist, Dr. Fourth Wall. Hey, let me get the chat up here. Alrighty. Let's get this right here. So, tonight, I am having the ultimate lime rum. Because you see, this taco place that I go to, Fourth Wall knows about it. They actually give limes there, and I got some limeade right here and lime rum, and so yeah, it's simple recipe, and it's fucking good too. So there's that. I'm actually gonna take a little sip of this right now. Even without like doing much mixing, probably will just mix it around with my finger a little bit. Add that extra citrus taste, or my energy beams. There we go. Even when it's not mixed in, it's actually pretty fucking good. Or properly mixed. The limes do make it a little bit more difficult, but they also add a whole lot more flavor to it too. I don't even need to squeeze them. Alrighty. So, for once I'm actually organized for a stream. So there's that. Alrighty. Hey Postnut, how's it going? So we're just going over the itinerary right now. You missed me talk about my drink. I'm having ultimate lime rum, which is just limeade, regular old limes and lime rum. So it's pretty fucking good. Alrighty, so tonight on the ScurvyRum show, the main headline: Karma's a VITCH for older women. Our first video of the night: Why Older Women Are Getting Desperate When Dating, by FBE Capital. Our next video: It's All Over by 30, and it's women, not men, that are now saying it, by Better Bachelor. So we're going to be doing a partial watch of that because it's like an hour long, but he does separate it up into chapters, so we're going to take a look at the more important chapters that are relevant to our discussion tonight, or the show I should say. Our next video: Woman shocked after leaving her husband that no man is giving her attention or commitment, by Legion of Men. And for the first time on the show, there's no regular cancellation tonight. Instead, we have a praise. The first ever Scurvy's praise. The Wall. That's right, as Ribby the Party Frog would say, the wall comes for all. Anyways, let's get to our opening segment here. So, just gonna get rid of the text right here. I'm trying to feature Fourth Wall's art a little bit more tonight, or at least, my character, because he's gonna be joining us tonight. D-Man, how's it going? So, as you can see, I have the stage right here. So, you know the phrase, men age like wine and women age like milk? I'm pretty sure y'all are very much familiar with that. Actually, hold on, let me just post this here. But anyways, I'm sure my audience is familiar with that phrase. The reason why that phrase is true largely has to do with the fact that when we're young, when us guys are young, we have to work our asses off to get whatever we want in life. And we're more than capable of rising up to the challenge. Maybe not when we're 14, but when we're like a little bit older, in our 20s or whatnot, we certainly are more the rise up to the occasion type. But meanwhile, on the other side, the women, the moment they turn 18, that's basically their peak. Like when they're 18, it's like they're gonna have so much male attention, so much other stuff, like gifts, simps, a lot of things, whole lot of things that are gonna be given to them, and they're gonna have a lot of opportunities. You know, though I wouldn't be surprised if some of that were because they're young, good looking, and the boss might want to sleep with them. But over time, that value does decrease. Mainly has to do with biology, but really the turning point in a woman's value starts roughly when she turns 25. The opposite is what happens with men. By the time we're out of college, we might get ourselves decent job, or starting something else. I know for me, I think I'm gonna start being a bit more valuable, so to speak, on the job market by the time I graduate from grad school or whatnot. At least in the field that I'm looking at. What was I? Oh, right. But also, it's there are guys who will take that initiative to work their asses off, start a business or something, or do something else, maybe start like a YouTube channel and it blows up, right? So our value increases. But there's also other stuff that we could do to increase our value too. I mean, going to the gym, if you're built, you are gonna have a little bit of an easier time in life. I'm starting to learn this myself. It's the stronger I get, the more based I become, but also the more level-headed I am in day-to-day life. My first instinct is no longer if I get insulted, it's just throw something back. My first instinct is to just be like, ah, yeah, totally, and then just walk away. That's part of keeping a level head. But what else? Going back to the women. Whereas men's value goes up, women's goes down, and when a woman reaches the age of 30, oh boy, no eggs, empty egg carton. I think that's how that song goes. And so they basically just become fodder for pumping and dumping. That's all single older women really are kind of for. It's unfortunate, but y'all have as much value as us guys my age right now, young 20s. But then all of a sudden when the older guys are start to date the younger women, you throw a fucking temper tantrum. Oh my goodness, why don't you want to date me? The boss babe who has a body count through the roof and probably has an STD. What value is there in that? The guy is in his prime. It's okay for him to expect a woman who is also in her prime. That's normal. As a matter of fact, it's actually quite natural. Hell, even in grad school, I'm kind of experiencing a little bit of that myself. It's it's what's the term? I'm trying to remember that term. Pre-selection, right. Yeah, that happens with me quite a bit because, one, people aren't usually talking to graduate students. Second of all, it's it's the idea that he's a little bit more ahead in life. It's it's a chain reaction of thoughts basically. So yeah, that has happened to me in real time. Even though the axis isn't so huge compared to, let's just say, if I was 30 and in a college bar or something like that, and I'm looking pretty good, nice and muscular from a build, this, that, and the other, right? I'm like, if I was in that situation, I probably would be easily taking somebody home tonight, but considered that I'm principled and all that, I don't do that stuff. But yeah, older women, they sure love to bitch about things that they could have ultimately prevented. That's something else too that they never think about. Instead of wasting your youth trying to get with Chad Thunderstroke, as Better Bachelor would say, you could have used that to find a man with potential. Now, I know that's a little bit interesting of a phenomena right there, but even back in like the 90s or something, I actually know somebody, they she and her husband met in college, and basically she was just like, there's no other guy that actually, there's no other guy that actually practices what he preaches. They're both very much Christians. They're not the weak kind of Christian either. But it's like, she actually saw potential in him, and wouldn't you know, a good woman can actually make a man even more valuable, especially to his woman. It's crazy, but it's almost like you shouldn't be for ladies, if you're watching this, you shouldn't be listening to your gut instinct on everything. I'm not saying, like, you shouldn't listen to your gut if you're in a dangerous situation. I'm saying, like, you shouldn't listen to your gut just because the guy, he's not making six figures or whatever other dumb requirements modern bitches have these days. Alrighty. Let's take a look at the chat here before we get to our first video of the night. Mortician Stone, hey, how's it going? And hey, Fourth Wall, how's it going? My gut seems to be right most of the time. Well, a man's gut and a woman's gut feeling are very different in that regard. I am certain, a man's gut instinct is going to be right if he's not drinking soy or whatever. Dr. Fourthwall says, older women who get mad at men for dating younger women are femcells. Well, I wouldn't say the female version of the eye cells. I think there's a term for that in like MGTOW circles. I think they call it inspin, like involuntary spinster. Like you're basically just used to like just be a zinc sack for the night, and then or maybe a few other nights, and then once he finds a younger woman, he's gonna do that. Yeah, inspins. Yeah, that's the term. That's the term I've heard a bit. So yeah, I'll write it out for you. Involuntary spinster. Yep, I wrote it out in the chat. So just to answer your question, Fourth Wall. Alrighty. So let's actually get to our first video of the night by FBE Capital. So I need to have some more of this drink that I poured for myself. Also, ooh, that's good. That's fucking good. Holy shit, that's actually really fucking good. You let it sit out for a little bit? Damn, that drink that I made is good. Anyways, enough of that. Let's get to the video.
If this isn't proof that it's totally okay not to be married by 30, I'm in the Sahara Desert with 18 incredible women about to go ride camels in the sun.
18 incredible women who don't have a man and are in a very, very traditionalist country, I bet. I mean, I don't know if she's in Egypt or maybe some part in the Middle East or maybe around like Northern Africa. But bitch, where's your hijab?
Sunset.
I'm just having
Also, not the camels.
Really hard day and trying to get ready.
That women tend to be happier when they are single.
I could have married a lot of the people that I've dated.
Okay, I turned 40 this year, and I've
Camel lives matter. I agree, Mortician Stone. Camel lives matter.
never been in love. I've never been in a relationship.
If you hear something or an update about your ex and it just kills you.
Women tend to be happier when they are single.
Struggling financially.
Oh! Oh my god, what the fuck? This meth abuser looking ass. Oh! And yeah, she's gonna be the one who's like, oh, where's all the good men? Why couldn't I find, why couldn't, Fentanyl Randy over here, why couldn't he help me out and marry me? It's like, no! No! Fucking older women, man.
Being alone, having no one there to talk to as you age, you know, no kids.
And I always thought I would have kids. I thought I would be married by now. And now the closer I get to it, and I'm scared. I don't know.
Fent Randy could do better. Yeah, he probably could if I don't know many. I don't think I know a single person who does fentanyl, but even if I did, you know, if his body's, you know, all right or something, I mean, maybe, or especially if he kicks that fentanyl addiction.
No.
I didn't think it would be an issue. I'm 32 years old.
I'm 53. I would like to think that.
Ugh. No, 53 is not young. 53 is not young. Why do... That's something else, too. Why do these older bitches, like... supposedly, they are adults in age, right? But... how does that verse go again in that Negative XP song? Oh, right. 30 years old, but acts like she's 16. Yeah, there we go. That's the verse that I was thinking of. Like, holy shit, like... they still are so desperate to recapture their 20s. I don't know if it's like some weird coping mechanism or whatever, but my goodness. If you live that kind of life, you're gonna end up like this bitch right here.
That I'm still young, right?
The fact that you're 40 and single, still with no children, and now
Oh my god, her head looks like a fucking sweet potato. And I'm shitting on sweet potatoes. I'm sorry, my sweet potato brethren, but you guys have to admit, her fucking head looks just like one of you guys. Oh boy, like that. I swear. And notice the filters on this one too. Like you could tell because the eyes are like glowing way more than they should, and also you know like. Dolled up to, but no, I think there's just some people that like no amount of fake up can hide like just how old they truly are.
you find out that
Let's see. From my experience, Mortician Stone says, from my experience, 17 years old is the age where you're right between being a kid and finally becoming an adult. Yep. Her head is shaped like a damn radish or beet. Damn.
she's 8 weeks pregnant. And you so want to feel happy for her, but inside you feel so sad.
Happier when they are single.
I'm in a stage of life where I'm watching all my friends get married and have babies, and
You know that at 40, you're running out of time, and soon you won't have a choice at all.
At all, 40.
No choice
God, I
at
hate
all.
the
That
British.
should really be the slogan of this generation's feminists, because all of this screaming, I don't need a man, is starting to have some real world consequences, and it's not pretty.
I also feel like I'm getting older, and it's like I have to put some effort into dating or I'm just gonna be alone forever, but now I'm...
Just like how us young guys have to put in all this fucking effort just to get a 3 out of 10. I'm not dealing with that bullshit. I don't want to deal with that bullshit, and there's more important things I could do. Like, you know, do my coursework, maybe like get a job in the field, work out, go to jiu-jitsu class, There's lots of things I could do. But when a woman hits 30, oh, that's when she enters pure desperation mode.
I'm just honestly getting to the point where I'm just gonna be the single aunt.
But like it's really hard when like I don't really have anyone to go to like on a Friday night.
I am 30 years old and I have been single for over 12 years, so never had a real...
Single, or have you become an involuntary spinster? Be honest with yourself, chick. You're probably, like, judging by the fact that she has the fake blonde hair, looks pretty wide in the face, and I could also tell by her shoulders that she's probably a fat one. You're probably just used for, just some guy to just get a nut off. He'll never tell his friends about you because of your size. So, are you truly single? Have you had a minimum of a week without some guy entering your poon?
Adult relationship.
Maybe I should just give up. But I don't know. Then I feel like if I give up, then it's like, then I'm totally throwing the towel in, and like, that sounds and feels sad.
These feminists are literally marching modern women down a disastrous path of pain and loneliness, all under the banner of quote-unquote helping women. But the reality is, when you ignore basic facts and continue to sell a lie to women, then eventually they will catch on and realize that it's not benefiting them at all.
So, I think one of my only problems I have with FB Capital is that I think he's giving a lot of, a lot of these bitches, just like, not all modern women are feminists, but it's like, they kind of are. That is part of being a modern woman, is that you believe in the feminist claptrap.
Oh, really? This is crazy. It's been a
Other than that, his videos are fucking great.
Somebody help me. I'm so tired of being an independent woman.
Sheffo says, Chad loves the older women because they're like a disposable cup to insert his straw into.
Sometimes, like, I just want to be taken care of. My whole life, I've just been so independent.
Yep, careful what you wish for. So you see, you are now getting a whole new generation of 30 and 40-year-old women who are just now realizing that everything they were promised by modern feminism was complete bullshit, and they are not living their best lives at all.
There is no shame in not wanting to climb the ladder.
I don't want to be in.
The fourth wall says, Chad ain't gonna mess with old women. He got access to young ones. Yeah, but the thing is, if the young ones aren't like, they're busy maybe getting railed by another Chad. It's like, yeah, I need to bus. I just need to bus. He might as well, cause better that than jacking off alone. That's just kind of the thought process of Chad.
This independent life is horrible. I'm tired of certain. I am tired. How am I doing 9 to 5 and I'm still broke?
You are gonna be alone. You're not gonna have a family. Like, I don't want to wake up at 60 by myself.
And people go home to their families or partners or whatever, and you go home to an empty house.
Please drop a like on the video if you think that modern feminism...
Boo fucking who? The consequences of what you wished for. Boo fucking who?
...cares more about hurting men than actually benefiting women. So telling women to not worry about starting a family and that they can just delay having kids when they are literally on a biological clock is not only ridiculous, but it's also quite cruel.
For a woman over 35, the first hurdle is often infertility.
So we look at the curve, and then your mid-30s, and it takes a dive.
And old age in women.
I have a feeling a lot of the the women fertility doctors, they probably have had kids when they were younger, because back in their day they learned actual science and not left-wing indoctrination.
80 is in your late 30s, early 40s as far as ovarian age is concerned.
Despite the bombardment of feminist propaganda, women still show time and time again that they deeply want to have kids and that they are not happy or fulfilled at all with just climbing the corporate ladder.
It's almost like it's instinctual. I wonder who was saying that it's a woman's biological imperative to have kids with a good man. I wonder. I don't know. Maybe somebody said that down in the history of man. Who knows? Beats me. Anyways, let's continue. Jokes aside, let's continue.
I don't want a job. I don't want to be a corporate girly. I don't want to climb the ladder. I don't want to be a boss babe. I don't want to do any of that. I don't want to be the breadwinner. I do not want to do that. You know what I want to do? I want to be home.
And I'm just wondering,
Shocker.
am I the only person, like, completely struggling? Am I the only one? Because
You're not the only person struggling in life, my chick. Just talk to any young man, and he has things a lot worse than you. I'll tell you that.
I've been single a very long time.
I'm 28 years old,
Aww.
have a degree. I'm not doing anything with that degree currently. I just want to live comfortably and be happy and have the time to pursue my hobbies and my passions outside of work.
I mean, she's basically describing being a stay-at-home mom with a small side business, allowing her to do whatever she loves to do. But she's not getting it.
I feel like there's gotta be jobs that I'm just not thinking of.
And so, telling women
You could learn how to draw and also like teach your kids how to do artwork too, if you have any. Not likely that 28-year-old girly or whatever lingo these people like to use has any. She probably should have had kids when she was, well, I don't know, 21. That strategy seemed to actually work out pretty well for that couple that I was talking about on the intro segment. Let's see. Mortician says, there are a lot of things that you see. There are a lot of things that you see that I agree with under the chronic. But there's a time where he says things that are just degenerate. Yeah, that's true. That's fucking true. I assume you've heard some of his wild sexcapades before, so like, dude, I fucking laugh every time he shares a story of like him going to a goth bar or something. I love those stories. It's weird, but it's also funny.
Women to press pause on having a family or finding a man might sound great in theory, but it does not work out in real life. Because just like the lie of being able to press pause on your puberty by means of chemical castration, you cannot press pause on your fertility, especially not in the way they're selling it to modern women.
Yeah, that's something else too that honestly isn't really talked about much in the manosphere. It learned, like, there is the whole meme of no eggs, but it's like, I'm surprised we haven't really talked about that. Freezing your eggs, just like any medical procedure, has its ups and downs. And we really should be focusing more on the downs here. Because, there can be consequences to doing that procedure. It's not a fucking pause button like so many people think it is. Like, especially modern women. Like, they think, oh, I can just get my eggs frozen. Like, do you guys remember the opening segment of Idiocracy? Like the smart couple when the guy died, and she said, well, I have my eggs frozen. Just gotta wait for the right guy, and yeah, that's kind of what that reminds me of. It's like, it's not gonna happen, chick. You waited too long to have kids. No eggs, says Postnut.
And I've decided before my 30th birthday, I'm going to freeze my eggs.
Okay, I'm turning 30 in 3 months, 90 days from today. And so I figured since I'm still single, it's probably a good idea to consider freezing my eggs.
Freeze your eggs. Freeze your eggs as early as you possibly can.
No.
Egg freezing has become a social media trend with...
No. You should, instead of freezing your eggs, you should be having kids when you're 22. And not when you're 30.
hundreds of paid influencers promoting and luring women into a very lucrative business model with the belief that they can just party well into their 30s, then freeze some eggs, and still have a bunch of kids later on.
I also want to inspire anybody who is watching this who
I want to inspire.
had
God,
been
I hate
considering
that
freezing their
accent
eggs
so
or
fucking
taking
much.
control of their own fertility. I want to inspire you to do the same.
Injecting myself twice a day.
This one's oh, what the fuck is this thing? It's like a wraith. That's my first thing. It's like I'm looking at a wraith right here, not the kind of car, but the monster. It's like those wrinkles. Look at the bags on her eyes and the crow's feet and it's so. Imagine, just do a little bit of a thought exercise right now. Even then, I don't think she would have looked all that great when she was 20. But imagine if she had, if she found a good man in her 20s, her early 20s. They get married, they have children, and then by the time she's 38, I don't think she would look that wrinkly because she's not as stressed. A lot of this shit is actually caused by the stress that these women put upon themselves, mind you. And so that actually impacts their looks. Like, they look older than they actually should be. Like, she looks like she's 50. Possibly late 50s. Not 38. A lot of these older women that we've seen so far, it's like, they don't look like, aside from the 53-year-old, like, and even then, she looks more like she's like 58, not 53. Like, a good way that you could help some, if you ever marry a chick, right? Or, get with a chick long term. A good way to make sure that they age gracefully is they don't feel more stressed than they need to. A job can actually create more stress than what actually needs to be there. I believe the hormone is called I'm messing up here on the names, but the stress hormone, basically. Like, that's not a good thing for people to have. Like, you want to minimize that as much as you can.
In order to freeze my eggs as a 37-year-old woman.
She looks like Donna Cuckshart's wife.
Who is single with no man in sight.
Oh, God. When she widened her eyes, ugh, ghastly.
They make women believe that egg freezing is some sort of insurance plan.
There's been a lot of buzz about egg freezing being a kind of insurance policy.
And I woke up and realized that absolutely I wanted that insurance policy.
Yeah, it isn't.
It is a medical procedure. It is not without risk. Equally, there's no absolute guarantee that they're going to get a live birth out of this.
When they call you and tell you that none of them worked, like...
She looks like the Titan that ate Aaron's mom in AOT.
Like they're mature, but like when you actually do the testing after making embryos, like I, in theory, could have nothing.
I think they even used the word discarded. They said they've all been discarded.
Kayla, thank you for letting me know.
But again, it sounds nice and makes them feel all warm and fuzzy inside.
So, the reason why, influencers and, like, pharmaceutical companies are using that word insurance, it's all marketing, really. Because of just how desperate a lot of older women are, it's like, oh, they hear that word insurance and they think, oh, well, I still get to have a healthy kid. When it's like, no, it's just marketing to try to get you to spend thousands of dollars for a dream, basically.
However, when you ignore the social media hype and just look at the actual numbers, things start to look a lot more depressing, and women are not freezing their fertility at all.
I really thought this process would like slow down my biological clock and I wouldn't feel as much pressure.
Nope. The exact fucking opposite.
And I feel way more pressure now.
so, over 37, 38, the egg quality will not be as good as it once was, and many women may be actually freezing their infertility.
Now we'll get back to the disastrous state of egg freezing in a minute, because right now I want to focus a bit more on how exactly we got into this mess of older women opting for egg freezing and why these modern women are fully to blame for their own failure to have a kid.
For me, freezing my eggs allows me to fulfill my dreams on my own timeline without depending on a man or my biological.
Also, Scurvy, what is the link for this vid? Well, I don't have the link up here for the sake of aesthetics, but you could just go to FBE Capital's channel. It's his newest video.
Since in classic feminist fashion, instead of taking accountability for their own choices, these women will simply not do that, but they will twist and turn trying to blame the whole thing on men.
For that reason
Super wild to me that women are going through this whole process, preserving our opportunity to have kids in the future. Meanwhile, men aren't taking any sort of steps to do things to help themselves have kids early.
What? Chick, you don't, like, when you were 20, you didn't want the other 20-year-old guys in your life. You didn't want that. Unless it was Chad. But you didn't want those guys. The guys who could actually provide you with the future. You didn't want that. You wanted to be, you expected, no, not even just wanted, you expected to have Chad as your husband. But no, that's not how that works.
Earlier in life.
Yeah, no
Her
sure
eyes.
Men don't have to worry about their fertility since we are built different.
My eyes.
It was your own personal choice not to have kids at 25 or 30 or 35. And so even at 39 years old, this woman is still not ready to have babies.
Number one, it's not just about having a kid. It's about preserving opportunity.
Oh my god, no. The whole thing that you're trying to advertise, it is advertised for the sole purpose. For the sole purpose of you being able to have a kid when you're 55.
But then blames men for not wanting to have kids earlier.
Meanwhile, men aren't taking any sort of step to help themselves have kids earlier in life. Why not just have the baby? Can you imagine me a mom now? Have kids earlier in life. Can you imagine me a mom now? Y'all, I've got some more concerts to go to.
Yep, certified lunatic. So from the age of 18, women literally have well over 15 years just to find one guy that they want to have babies with, and God has made it so easy for them since he's made men very horny creatures, which allows pretty much any woman to easily find 100 men that would want to date her and make babies with her, while most...
Even though Scurvy is an atheist, I cannot deny the fact that the biological fact that men are very much horny creatures. I also cannot deny the religious writings about, men and horniness. I also can't deny that. However, I absolutely will never deny the fact that the Bible is 100% correct about women. Have kids when you're young. Do not cheat on your husband. Submit to your husband, and this, that, and the other. It is 100% correct about women.
Most men are not that lucky.
Now, I just want to note, this data is based on 6 years. Based on 6 years.
For men, it's actually the other way around. Because from the age of 18, we first have to spend 10 to 15 years working our ass off, getting the right job, the right house, the right car, you name it, just to become eligible for women to desire us. And yet, modern women will still act like children, claiming that life is just not fair for them because they don't get every single thing the minute they want it.
And this just was like saying to me, like, I want this, and life saying, no, you can't have it.
I want it, I want it, I want it, give me on it, give me on it. Let's see. Postnet says, this video is punishing on HD. Well, let's set it to 1080p then. Enjoy your eye workouts, chat.
The dream of motherhood had slipped through your fingers.
Yeah.
How did that happen? Was like, well, wow, life just fast forward. It's now I'm 42.
You know, it does feel unfair sometimes.
Guess what? I would love to flap my wings and take off like an eagle or be born into a billion-dollar dynasty. But that's not gonna happen now, is it? No, I need to deal with reality. And the reality for modern women is that when you turn 35, not only will it become much more difficult to date,
but seriously, dating in your 40s is terrible.
It's more, not even 35, it's more like 30. Women's fertility just crashes as soon as they turn 30, the moment they turn 30. Just like, you know, the moment they turn 18, they are seen as the most valuable thing on the planet.
Why does it have to be so bad?
So let's talk being childless and possibly being single and being lonely.
I'm not good at this. I don't know if I'm like just so damaged.
but it will also become much more difficult to
Self-awareness on
find
that
someone who takes you seriously.
I'm talking about my son. He literally grabs a dessert menu and just starts looking at it. Like he's completely bored with what I'm saying.
It will become more difficult to get pregnant.
When you talk about approaching 40 or being over the age of 35, I want to be crystal clear. In terms of gynecology and obstetrics, women's best eggs are in their early 20s.
And much more difficult to keep that pregnancy.
I thought their best eggs was like 18, but early 20s is also correct too.
Miscarriages are another very common battle, which increase as fertility decreases.
Shocker! Oh my goodness! It's stating the obvious! That's another reason why guys don't want older women. They're more likely to have miscarriages. That's the thing, when, like, literally, this graph, it's fucking accurate. Why would a man want to have a chance at a miscarriage? Fourth wall says their eggs are best at 18 to 24. I'm changing that 7 to an 8 because yeah. Biologically, you change that 8 to a 7, and yeah, that's correct, but in terms of society, it's like, yeah. 18 to 24. That is correct.
This is not patriarchy oppressing you, that's simple biology. So up to this
Biology's oppressive.
At this point, you might think you've already seen a wild bunch of delusional and desperate older women, but wait, it gets much worse. Because I was seeing a lot of crazy dating app profiles floating around online with women who are already pregnant trying to date, or who just gave birth 2 or 3 months ago, and to be honest, I actually thought that those were fake, because no one is that crazy, right? Well, I guess I was wrong, since I actually found a live one who's in the process of doing so.
So my sperm arrived and was shipped to...
It's technically a 6 from biology. Yeah, I mean, I can see that, but at the same time, it's like, I think for, you know, I think for guys, like, they're not gonna, like, guys with a good head on their shoulders, they're not gonna date a 16-year-old. I wouldn't. Like, the lowest I'll ever go is 18, and that's because not even just legally, but biologically, that's also considered to be an adult. I don't know. Human biology is fucking weird. But yeah, I know you're not making a case for it. Don't worry. I know chat is not making any kind of case for that. But I'm just saying, like because you know, we understand a bit more about human development and whatnot. It's like we know that it's like, you know, 18 is when, like, you know, legally and also biologically, that's when people are like adults. You guys are good though. You guys are saying facts. I'll tell you that. You guys are saying true facts. I'm also just saying, like, just something else to kind of clarify here, you know? That doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt one bit.
To my clinic in Pennsylvania.
This lady right here is actually dating while trying to get pregnant with donor sperm.
So I just had a very fun date with this really sweet guy. It was like super wholesome, but I'm sharing about the fact what I'm doing here, and I'm becoming a solo mom, and
Oh my god, you are dooming that kid. I've actually met a chick who, you know, she was born through like artificial insemination, right? Not the most well-adjusted person. Gee, I wonder why. I wonder why. And keep in mind, she was fucking terrified of all men. Even me. It wasn't until I had a good heart-to-heart with her that I was just like, look, I'm not trying to scare you or anything. It's just, like, calm down, okay? I'm not trying to hurt you. Like, that's what happens. That's what fucking happens. And Mortician, you're right about that. That is a childish decision that she's making to get artificially inseminated and not have a man. Like, that is a childish decision. And you're also right to an extent. Like, a good 90% of women act like children these days. They want the ability to pursue a career like a man, but have the accountability of a child.
I mean, come on. What is the plan here? This means that if she's successful, you are basically dating a girl for 3 weeks who all of a sudden becomes pregnant with another man's sperm. And then
Adam 22, funny.
9 months, you will be a fresh new stepdad. Not to mention all of the fun you'll be having dating a pregnant woman who's about to give birth to another guy's child.
It's been a bit.
Cuckoldry. Redditor's
a bit
favorite.
Stressful, and haven't really been feeling like posting.
Are you kidding me? What type of guy is going to accept that? I guess a dude with some serious pregnancy fetish. But in all seriousness, this is beyond crazy. And this girl's playing it off as if everything is fine and she's totally enjoying life.
Thank you,
at this point in life,
Stream's gonna get taken down, I bet.
I'm just
Nah, I'm
enjoying.
Let's see. Stepdad equals cuck. Sheffo says Adam22 and Lena are 2 cucks. Yep.
Just being me.
Yeah, sure. It feels like I'm watching the origin story of female Joker here. I mean, at this point, I hope she gets pregnant fast, or the world is gonna have one angry supervillain. Anyways, there's also some good news that comes out of this, since some women are indeed taking their own failures as a learning point to educate themselves and other women.
Accountability? What? I can't believe it. Older, single women taking accountability? That's a first. And I've seen this
But it
video.
might actually be time to start taking family planning much more serious at a younger age.
But that's where it's so frustrating is like, why are we not told our options? Like even in our OBGYN appointments, like at 25, you're going in for your pap smear. It's all about birth control versus like, let's get an AMH on you. Let's talk about like family planning.
Now, I haven't even mentioned the
Oh yeah, in terms of birth control and all that, get your chick off of that shit immediately or as soon as you can. Better that you date a chick who doesn't even take it. They're far better. You're far better. And for sure, I'm not. If I have daughters, yeah, no, they're not getting that damn pill. Unless they have a condition that actually needs them to take that pill. But if they don't have that condition, oh fuck no, they're not getting that pill. Once again, they're not going to be out there, seducing, Chad or whatnot. I'm certainly going to be the kind of dad who's very involved in who my daughter is dating. And fourth wall, birth control kills eggs. Yes, it does. It's also never good to mess with your hormones. Exactly. That's something else too. It's like that's something else Big Pharma lies to women about when it comes to the birth control pill. It's like it fucks up your hormones. AC says anything but a daughter. No, I get you. I do get you on that. I'm just saying, if I do have a daughter, it's like, yeah, you bet your ass she's not gonna be on that pill.
Real financial cost of this fake insurance plan called egg freezing, which has pretty much bankrupted many women attempting to freeze their eggs.
I was spending just under $1,000 a day for medication. I used whatever money I had and I maxed out my credit cards.
I ended up spending an additional $5 grand on medication.
This one's $1,120, $1,960.
Ooh, what a good deal, guys. What a good deal for freezing a chick's egg. Tens of thousands of dollars wasted.
$4,687, $1,650, although I know that it cost me more than that.
I've spent $11,000.
Spending around $15,000. Altogether, she spent about $50,000.
Instead of a down payment on a house, I pay for my eggs to potentially be stored and potentially be used.
So when women are young and hot, they are having a blast on dating apps because guess what? Every single guy wants to date them. But as they get older, more and more men will start to exclude them in their dating preferences, and so they no longer exist.
Let's discuss why men my age don't seem interested in me.
Older men, when they date younger women.
And these are also the type of bitches who just explode at the fact that, oh my god, he's dating a 20-year-old. She doesn't know what she's doing. But what these bitches don't realize, and you know, some people in general don't realize, it's like, they're both adults in the situation. Like, she is, you know, choosing to date that 40-year-old, right? You know, he made the proposition and she accepted. They're both two consenting adults. What's the problem there?
It's because...
let's see, post not. By the way, guys, I have an ex-wife. Women are expensive, even the decent ones. Yeah, that's also true. That is also true. Not the spurred ones, though. Jokes aside, let's wrap this up.
They find them more physically attractive than the older ones.
So I'm 45, and my age range is from 33 to 65.
I just don't think that men in their 40s are looking for other women in their 40s.
This is why when older women complain that there are no good matches on their dating apps, that is actually correct.
But like, oh god,
oh my god.
Anyone knows anyone.
Modern women believe that as they age, they become more valuable to men because they value themselves in a completely different way than men do. But the reality is that for most men, the only thing that older women bring is simply more baggage and more jadedness.
Women have it 10 times harder than men.
Wouldn't you know, this harpy-looking motherfucker has tattoos. Such a value deal, am I right, boys? I'm kidding.
And I built this life for myself. I had, in the Dominican Republic, breast augmentation, lipo, and my arms along.
Yeah, good lord. No wonder why she also looks so fake.
With Vaser, and then I had lipo 360 along with a tummy tuck, BBL, and then lipo and Vaser on my inner thighs.
Yeah.
Hey, Sheffo, remember when we were talking about how poisonous Botox is? Yep, she's gonna die soon.
I think I'll pass. And so, as modern women get older and start to face the consequences of their actions, they start becoming politicians trying to spin their own bullshit into something great and wonderful.
And the fact that I don't have my own children means that
Undead Chronic has prepared me for this video. Says AC. Mortician says, women have it 10 times harder than men? That's probably the worst lie I've ever heard. She's a cyborg, says Postnut.
but I'm able to be kind to friends that do have children, to people in the community that have children, all that extra to give to other people's kids.
Right, so let me get this straight. She has all this nurturing energy to spend on other people's children, right? Well, let's see what happens when that situation actually takes place.
Now my neighbour has just had a baby, and I'm really happy for her. She's wanted a baby for a long time, and she's now got this beautiful daughter. But I haven't met that baby, and that is my choice. If I see that baby, it's going to bring up feelings of grief.
Well, another case of total bullshit, since she's actively avoiding people with children because it makes her feel like shit. This was why older women are getting desperate.
Good lord, the woman at the end is just like, she is so desperately trying to cover up like any kind of feeling of, why isn't that me? Why isn't that me? Alrighty, so that was that video. I'm going to, let's see. I'm gonna see if Fourth Wall is around. So, my channel artist, just text him real quick. Hey, you ready? Oh man, ooh, I know you guys had a lot of eye workouts tonight. Though honestly, I don't think that's the worst eye workout I've given you here on the channel. Let's see. I just have to, I'm just waiting for a response from Fourth Wall here. In the meantime, let's see. Let's see what I could do here so far. Don't forget to give the stream a like, fellas. Might help get some more viewers in tonight. Okay. I'm just seeing if there's any other thing interesting we could watch, cause I'm gonna wait for. I'm just gonna wait for a response. Oh, actually, I have an idea. Let's just open that tab.
Big.
Okay, so we. Oh wait, I got a response. Yep, in a few minutes. Alrighty, we'll give Fourth Wall a few minutes. In the meantime, we're gonna watch Homath's latest video. So if you don't know who Homath is, he makes like little graphs and like charts about like, you know, dating or whatnot. Good guy. I'd suggest you give him a sub. I know his videos have been posted in the Chronic Discord server a few times, but so this is his latest upload. So let's give it a watch, and then I'll give it a little bit of an analysis.
Big things are happening. We may be approaching the exhaustion phase of the liberation cycle. This woman may have accidentally discovered morality as a result of her behavior. Let's take a closer look.
If we all collectively ignore men, stop dating, stop giving them any time of day, not chatting with men, not flirting with men, not kissing, not being intimate with men, do you think they will all come around and start doing like courtship and stuff? I would like to see the
I wonder, but also, chick, I don't think you realize, are you worthy of being courted yourself? Already we have the nose ring, we have we have a little. She's trying to hide the crazy eyes. Not too well, though. I'll tell you that. The fake blonde hair. And she has an OnlyFans account, I believe. So, no, you're not worthy of being courted.
this being done in a trial?
Well, good news. We already had a trial. It was called Civilization, and it's gone now. You said that you didn't like it because you couldn't be naked outside all the time, and now you can, and I guess you don't like that either since you're being treated as a commodity. This idea that you're expressing, what if we don't just throw ourselves at men all the time, we used to call that gender roles. You said they were oppressive. You wanted to make progress by becoming liberated so you could do whatever you wanted, and it didn't turn out to be much fun for you, which we kind of told you already.
These men...
And around we go. Alrighty, so before Fourth Wall, before I get you on, we're just gonna wrap up this video. We got like 40 more seconds.
Having a new girl every day.
She means these men, not these.
There is no shortage of women giving men a chance.
There's a pretty big shortage right here.
So if we all just don't talk to them.
Right, we used to make you do that and there was a whole thing about it.
I'm really curious in what happened.
You don't need to be. We would build stuff and be safe and have families and kids and stuff. Or you could keep saying, give me everything for free and let me do whatever I want all the time and deal with the consequences. It's really up to you. We can't make these things happen anymore. So yeah, congratulations on figuring out how civilization works. It is a little bit late though.
Basically that. Sorry for the pauses. Alrighty, let's give Fourth Wall a call. Let's get your there we go. I got your profile up here. Your profile picture up here too.
All right.
So how you doing, Fourth Wall?
I'm doing pretty good. I just had I was eating dinner, so
gotcha.
Just finished up with that.
Alrighty, I'm gonna get. There we go. Sorry, I just had to get the Better Bachelor video loaded up here. So we're gonna be tonight we're gonna be watching the video, just a few segments of that video. We're not gonna watch the full hour-long thing, but I figured, you know, it's a damn good video that Joker made. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Which one is it? Is it the Daily Wire one?
No, not that one. And honestly, I think that's gonna be the first. You know, that little that little thing is gonna be my first little rambling video. So hopefully you guys are looking forward to that one. But basically, it's all over by 30, and it's the women, not men, that are now saying it. So actually, let me share my screen with you, so you could also see what's going on.
Oh, you can do that with Discord? I never knew.
Yeah. I do that with all the people I've had on the show. So whether it's Sheffo, Chaz, Saturn, Noctis.
Oh. Interesting. Now I don't even have to watch the stream on YouTube.
Yep. Though I'm still the one who has to operate the OBS and everything. So, but you know, all for the help of the guest. So. Before we get ready, anything you want to talk about?
I guess. Fuck, I had a comment about like all these old bitches complaining how it's so fucking hard, but it's like really. I guess long story short is that oh, now I remember, but so this is my comment on it. It's essentially, hey, you girls had your fun, now you fucking pay for it. But another analogy that I came up with was that usually it's the young guys who are kind of dealing with loneliness and everything. Well, now when women get older, they have to deal with what the, I guess, supposed young lonely incels have to.
Yeah, you're right on the money with that one. And not every young guy is as as much of a genius as Dreamy Bowl is. No, I'm kidding. But oh man, honestly, they're not used to being lonely, and so when people start ignoring them, it's like, yeah, it's gonna hit them like a fucking truck. The one.
And that's why I call shit on that chick who is saying, sorry to interrupt, but.
Nah, you're good. I was gonna make another Dreamy Bowl reference.
Oh, that's why I call bullshit on that woman who was saying, what if we just ignore men collectively? Like, if we just all ignore men, y'all gonna be suffering for it, and it's like, y'all have been doing that already.
They're gonna be bawling their eyes out because they're like, why don't men want to pay attention to me? Oh my goodness. Alrighty, yep. So you ready, Fourth Wall?
Born ready.
Awesome. So we're at the segment of this Better Bachelor video here that it's called double down on the crazy. So that's basically, we're kind of seeing this right now where it's like, instead of, the amount of guys that are telling like young women, it's like, hey, stop with this bullshit. It's kind of, for some of the young women listening to that message, it's just like, it just follows their ear. They don't have no ears, so they're not gonna listen to the message. They're just gonna double down on it because it's like, oh, this is all I've ever known, And so, you know, I'm the one making the smart decision here and ignoring all these loser men.
Yep.
Alrighty, let's get started.
And saying, hey, we better straighten up. They come out and double and triple and quadruple down on the crazy. And here's a
the
good
audio
example.
is kind of quiet. I can't really hear it.
Oh yeah, let me fix that up a little bit. There we go.
Well, now this gal looks to be probably mid-20s, maybe later 20s. She looks like, all of them look like they've probably had some plastic or lip fillers and all the other things that...
Like, you ever think about it like this? Like, these bitches are getting shit like, you know, Botox, which is incredibly poisonous.
Toxic,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, it's insanely toxic. And it's like they're thinking about, like, you know, they think this is what men want, but men are telling them, we don't want that. We don't like that. And
well, what
it's like,
men want, it's essentially, you know, it's like, oh, it doesn't matter what men want. We don't care, you know?
Well, yeah, they're trying to simultaneously appease other women, like say fuck you to guys, but also get male attention. It's probably one of the most ridiculous things of mind games I've ever seen.
People are doing now in their 20s. And if a man came out and said what this woman says, he would be shamed, ridiculed, he'd be called toxic. It doesn't mean that the man doesn't do it anymore. It just means he doesn't post it on social media for all the world to see that he's absolutely crazy, or, you know, that he's going out there doing this stuff. But because women are allowed to do it and they're cheered on for it, they're allowed to post this everywhere, and everybody goes, oh, stunning and brave. All the other women say stunning and brave. All the male feminists, all the crazy wackadoo lefts. Oh, this is empowering. This is great. But kind of normie guys.
Yep,
all the simps say it too.
Yep, all the simps that go, I'm but to come. Yes, I am. Yeah, because they probably get off to shit like that, knowing simps.
And I would say even true liberal guys and conservative guys and guys that want any type of a meaningful relationship with a woman see this and they run for the hills. When we talk about not letting a woman go out to the club at night, because we know what happens to club girls, even if she's your girlfriend and it's just a ladies' night out, we know what happens. And then we say, hey, you know what? If she wants to take a vacation to Spain with her girlfriends for a couple of weeks, don't let her do that. Why? Because we know what happens. And how do we know what happens?
She's gonna meet Hernando, and then she's gonna get it on with him, and then, you know, then when she gets back from Spain, she's gonna be all like avoidant of you because, well, Hernando had the bigger dick.
Well, I like to call Spanish Chad Alejandro.
That's Alejandro. Yeah.
But here's another one that I got. Another one that I have is called Girls Night Out is code for Chad's Night In.
Ah, that's a good one, Forthy. Man, that's fucking good. Chad's Night In. Ooh.
Happens because women are posting videos about it. There was another video that went viral, and I forgot to save it, and I can't find it anymore, about a guy, and he is he takes his clothes off and dances for money doing bridal events. And he said a lot of the guys there are gay. You know, a lot of the dancers there. But he said there's plenty of us that aren't. And he said, let me tell you, 80 to 90% of these bridal parties, one of these girls is getting laid by one of those dancers. And in many cases, it's the bride because it's her last day of freedom.
Like, God damn, I remember first hearing about that, and I was just like, God damn. Like, you are that, like
Wait,
you have no
I'm
semblance.
confused.
Like,
wait, I'm confused.
About what?
I'm confused. So, like, these are basically, is he saying that these are a bunch of stripper dudes?
Yep.
And that the one female of the group is married and is getting laid by one of the other dude strippers.
So basically, you know how like guys have like bachelor parties and like chicks have bachelorette parties. It's you know, for the bachelorette parties, like for some reason it's like, oh yeah, let's go to a strip club, my gals, and basically one the bride gets drunk, gets a little frisky with one of the male dancers, and that male dancer just so happens to be straight, and oh boy, that's when things go wrong, terribly wrong.
Hmm. And then the dancer dude probably goes to jail if he, if it's a. What's funny is that even if let's say a guy and a girl both get drunk, the dude is like way more drunk than her. He still ends up going to jail because she apparently cannot consent.
Yeah,
That's what I heard, though.
There's that bullshit too. But also it's just like she made her choice at the end of the day to disregard the vows that she is soon to be making.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's that's a big reason why in terms of like a bachelor party, it's probably just gonna be me and the guys at like a jujitsu class or something. That'd be actually kind of fun.
Hmm.
Or hell, even it might not even have one. It might just be me and a quiet night with my fiance. That's also perfectly acceptable. Like I hate this idea that it's like, oh, you're abandoning your freedom, but no, you're actually becoming more free because you don't have to worry about you're not a slave and trying to get a man.
Mm-hmm. You're not a slave to a corporation and having to keep up with finances either.
Mm-hmm.
He's sharing this stuff. But then women say, well, that's a guy saying that. How can you believe them? Okay, so let's hear from a woman.
Postnut says no bachelorette party. Yep, that's another reason why I'd be insistent on just just a quiet night with just me and my fiance. You'd avoid so many problems with that.
Yeah, and that I guess well, I suppose bachelor party. If anything, I guess it would be for the man have a bachelor party since in this day and age it would be his last day of freedom. But
yep, but in terms of kind of my view, in terms of I guess my view of all that, it's like I don't really feel like submitting to my basal desire to I don't even have much of an interest in going to a strip club anyways, so
yeah.
Not like I'm interested in being grinded on as well, so
yeah.
Let's continue.
That went on an Uber ride, and I'm not going to share anymore. What happens when a woman says, I'm going to the club? Bad. I'm going on vacation? Bad. What happens if she just says, I took an Uber to the airport, or I took an Uber to visit my family? You'd never think, well, I'm not going to let my girlfriend go on an Uber ride anymore. Why not?
Chad's Uber went to her airport.
I went and had an Uber pick me up. He was super hot. So I was like, hey, do you want to have sex? And he pulled over and he was like, totally, right? And then he sucked, right?
How did I know that was
He was
coming?
scared. So
basically, she's just like, yeah, how about we get laid, and then they're getting down, and all of a sudden she gets turned off because he suddenly says, Steven, I'm about to come. And she's just like, who is Steven? Who is Steven? And he's like, that's your name, bitch. That's your name.
Somehow I don't know how the fuck I predicted that she was gonna fuck the Uber driver.
I mean, a lot of bitches these days are fucking feral. So, remember that gym chick who was like feral? That's a projection right there, because she herself
I've never
was
seen
feral.
that.
That was the video that basically sparked the a lot of the discourse about just whores at the gym. That was a riot right there.
I got out of the vehicle and then I complained and was like, so I wouldn't have to pay. So then this other Uber driver pulls up, and then I tell him about the experience, and I'm like, I just fucked my last Uber driver, and he was so shitty. You know, I had to cancel. I didn't say like some bullshit happened, you know, so I didn't have to pay. And this guy's like, okay, cool. Like, well, do you want to like give me a blowjob? And I was like, okay, sure, why not? And then I give him a blowjob all the way from
fourth wall. I'm just gonna not stop sharing the screen for a moment. I have the perfect fucking image of how the Uber driver, well, not literally him, but it's like, you know, how he felt during that 45-minute suck show. Take a look at the image.
Jesus Christ.
It's dreamable. Anyways, let's continue. Here we go. We got the screen back up.
Wait, I think you removed me from the call.
Wait, no, I didn't. I could still hear you.
Oh, it was showing your avatar only. I was like, oh, did he remove me?
Oh, no. You just have to click on the thing and then go back to the screen. I assume you're watching?
Yeah, I'm still in contact with Discord, obviously.
So basically,
but I'm not watching the stream.
Yeah, you just gotta click and just click on where the avatars are, and then just click on the stream.
Oh, cool. Watch stream. Here we go.
from LA to Huntington Beach. It was a really fucking long time.
Like an hour.
Yeah, it was a long blowjob. It was a long blowjob. And then I got out of the car and he's like, "Don't worry, I won't charge you." And then the motherfucking charged me.
No.
Yeah.
Based.
Oh no, that's so bad. He charged you for sucking him off. Oh no.
Oh wow.
Yeah. That was the last time I fucked an Uber driver. I was like, y'all fuckers.
Wait, you ruined it.
What were you getting?
One time.
The last sentence she says, "What were you getting out of it?" Who cares what she was getting out of it? The fact is she did it. So there's this dichotomy of realities. Women from one side of their face say, don't objectify me. Don't just base your opinion of me on my looks or the fact that I sleep with you, or you need to respect me as a woman for my brain and for my talent and for all the good things about me. And if you don't, I'm going to shame you. And then on the other side of their mouth, they say things like this, which is, the first driver, I slept with him because he was hot. And he wasn't any good. Well, why would he be good? He probably wanted to get it done with. I mean, he was having a good time, I'm sure. I don't think she's the type of woman, I'm guessing, that walks around with protection. I bet you the Uber driver wasn't expecting he'd need protection during his shift. So what are the odds that she let some strange hot Uber guy raw dog it? I'm probably saying like 80%.
That's something else too. It's like on one hand, it's like, you know, you act all promiscuous, but you also are not, I don't know, maybe it's some weird thing about accountability that these bitches don't have, but it's just like, why the fuck? If you are going to be sexually active with your Uber drivers, you should, why aren't you carrying protection on you?
Mm-hmm.
At least do that. I don't approve of the promiscuity in general, but you could have at least had protection on you.
Yeah. Or, honestly, the only way I might just take that deal, because I really don't smash because I'm too scared of A, getting baby trapped, or B, getting STDs. I'm just not for that. But the only way I might trust a chick with protection is if she's like, hey, I got a bottle of birth control pills. She hands me the bottle of birth control pills so I can read it, and she takes a pill in front of me. Like, because even if she has a condom, I've heard another little thing that they do, how to baby trap guys, is that they poke, when the condom is still in the wrapper, they poke a pin through it, and that creates a hole when they start when they start smashing.
Yep, and the spermicide ain't gonna work because some of that is gonna like go through.
Yeah.
Then when that didn't happen, the next driver, she tells this story to him because obviously she's not shamed. She has no shame. So she's going to tell this story to another complete strange Uber driver. And because he sees her as low value, easy opportunity, and just a thing to be enjoyed, he goes ahead and asks for it, for a Hummer, and she says, sure. And then he says he's not going to charge her. He pulls off and charges her. How can women have both things at once? How can they be respected and desired and wanted to be treated well and have a traditional man, and in the same time they come out and do this kind of thing? They can't have both. But the problem that they're having is
something else that I've noticed too. It's like the older a woman gets, it's like the more likely she's going to be doing shit like this. I know the young ones can get freaky, but surprisingly, like the older ones still think that, like, oh, you know, I'm freaky with him, that means he'd want to commit because I'm such a freak. But it's like, no, the guy knows better than to commit to someone as, you know, as loose as she is, because if she's offering, not even after a date, but she's just offering that in general, like, the guy knows it's like, yeah, not gonna commit to her. What's the point? She's already given me what I desire. So
yeah, I've honestly how can I say this without doxing myself? I'll say it right now. I deliver pizzas as my job, you know.
Respectable.
I legit had a fucking car full, like it was a fucking car full of white young chicks who were like screaming at me, please daddy, fuck me, and all this shit.
Ugh.
And I was like, I mean, yeah, tempting, but I wonder how many of these chicks are below 18.
That's also concerning too. It's just like, oh, like younger and younger. That I'm just like, what the fuck is going on in society that, like, you have, like, you know, kids as young as like 13 already being sexually active? Like, where the fuck did we go wrong? Oh wait, I know what went wrong. The 19th Amendment.
Feminism.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, easily some of those chicks were at least like 16 to 22 years old. I'm like, yeah, I'm not risking it. It's like, maybe at first I was like, I might tell them, hey, give me your Snapchat or something, but I'm like, fuck it. I'm not risking it with these broads.
You made the good decision there, Fourthy.
Mm-hmm. Why do you call me Fourthy? Can you just say doctor or something?
I don't know. I mean, you're my channel artist. I had to come up with a nickname for you, and you know, the fourth part in Dr. Fourthwall is the most recognizable part for me, and so Fourthy it is.
Sounds like a fucking pet name, but okay.
Oh man, that's honestly funny, but I wasn't thinking it like that, my guy. I was not thinking of it like that. Anyways, let's continue.
Is that they act one way, the bad way, and then demand that men treat them well. The two are not going to exist. Ironically, feminism says the same thing. They say, we want to be free, we want to be independent, we want to do our own thing, we want to have all the things, but also, if we want to sleep with people for money, and we want to be on Only Fools, and we want to do these other things, you have to respect that. And that's what they say, without realizing that men do not have to respect that. As a matter of fact, men aren't going to respect that. Because you can't, like, respect is something you can't demand. You know, I do all these videos for you guys, and a lot of you, you know, either message me over on the Gilded server that we have on Locals, or you email me, whatever. And I hear from a lot of you guys say, hey, I appreciate the help. I respect what you're doing. And I'm glad you put this content out because it's fun and it shows us all the craziness out there. You can respect somebody for what they do. But if I sat down one day and said, you guys, and slamming the table, saying you guys are sending me, I don't know, emails, calling me names or whatever it is, and I say, you need to respect what I do. The minute that I say you need to respect what I do, anybody that might have respected me loses respect. That's how respect works.
You can't
demand it.
Basically, I know some people might joke about like put some respect on my name, but it's like they're only joking about that. They're not demanding respect from their audience.
I remember Undead Chronic, or was it Undead Chronic may or may not have said this, and I may have just come up with this saying, but the only respect you can really demand is when you have enforcement, is when you can, when it comes to, ooga booga times, and essentially where you're fighting wars over territories and shit, where people fight to survive, and you become a conqueror or a warlord. That's the only way you can get respect. And it's not even true, genuine respect. It's out of fear.
Yep, it's not out of admiration, it's out of fear.
Yep.
You can't ask for it, you can't demand it, and you can't say you deserve it. You have to earn it. And what women are doing is they're doing the opposite. They're not earning men's respect. They're not earning men's desires to provide for them and care for them and love them. They're earning men's desires sexually and to sleep with them and to maybe see them with no clothes on the internet. But outside of that, women are ruining it for themselves. And so as they age and they realize their value as just whatever that it is that they are, which right now is exceedingly easy for the top 10% of men, they realize that at a certain point, this is all going to come to an end. And what's
just like this chick's already sagging tatas. Haha. It's all gonna end soon. Not helping the fact that she's already starting to get them crow's feet. And the face is starting to get a little wrinkly too. And not to mention the god-awful sleeve tattoo.
Yeah. Scurvy, you've heard of, what's her name, Mia Khalifa before?
Ugh. Eee. Gross.
I'll take that as a yes.
Yes.
So,
unfortunately.
Basically, I hate chicks like her. They're like, protect these young, naive girls from these controlling men. If you date
controlling
young women,
older men.
Yeah, that is a child right there. It's like, oh, you give it. So then why do they have the fucking right to drive, work, or vote? But later, after she says also, I'm a born-again virgin, or I'm saving myself or some shit. Bitch, there's nothing to save. And then she's got a motherfucking OnlyFans, and the shit she posts on Twitter. I remember, what was it? She had it was like a back in black is what she called it. And where basically she was wearing no fake up or anything. She looked like a fucking Native American elder or some shit. In a bad way.
What? What kind of fetish is she trying to appeal to?
It's like it was one of those. She took the picture in the up close in the mirror in the bathroom, and she was fucking topless, but she's letting her hair cover her tatas or some shit. Dead ass. She looked like
real artsy. That one. Ugh.
Yeah. She dead ass looked like one of the fucking Injun Joe or some shit.
Oh my goodness. Anyways, let's wrap up this little segment, and then we're gonna go on to the Life Ends at 30 article.
What's the point of being over 30 anymore because no one wants me and no one pays attention to me? And that's actually an article I'm going to be reading from here. And we're going to do this at the end. Gen Z paralyzed with fear of turning 30, becoming unattractive hags. Life might as well end at 22. And where's that coming from? It's coming from this. Because as much as women say we're powerful and you need to respect us and all the things, the only way they're really able to get men's attention now is with their looks and with their sexuality. Because outside of that, they're not bringing anything else to the table. they've got nothing else to offer. And so they realize that when that fails, they're done.
Yeah, basically that. I'll be back in like a minute. Fourth Wall, feel free to entertain the chat. I'll skip to the next segment of the video though.
All right. Let's see. What do we have in this chat? Mexican Chad is El Mencho. I don't know about that one. El Mencho. No bachelorette party. I agree with that, Postnut. Glenn from The Walking Dead would also deliver pizzas. Huh. I'll have to Google that one. Hey, Forthy, I'ma look up Mia Khalifa. Oh, she's definitely a slore. Not dating material, yep. The microgoinus maniac. The circumcised. Hi, Chief Punankamon? Those are some really creative names, I gotta admit. El Menchud.
You could call the microgoinus maniac Sheffo. He's been on the show before, aka the Pickle.
Oh, all right. Well,
You could also
Sheffo
call him Pickle as well.
or Pickle. Got it. Scurvy. Before we move on, I got two things. So, first one is a little joke. What do you call just pearly things and a black dude together in a red sleeping bag?
I know what I'd call that one. Does Love and Light TV like the big boys?
Good guess, but not really.
Then again, I don't think King would ever want to sleep with pearly things. So, I mean, Pearl looks like a man, but you know, I don't know what I'm getting at with this. I'm kind of drunk.
Well, what I call just pearly things and a black man fucking together in a red sleeping bag, a half and half Kit Kat.
Oh, that's a good one, man.
Mm-hmm. And then the second one is a little short video clip. This one's just more comedic. It's a Brian from Family Guy, and this fucking
can't
dude.
play family. I would love to play Family Guy clips on stream, but I think after the whole dogs eating dog 6 video or stream that I did, it's like I'm worried that I might have upset the overlords at Fox. So that was a fun stream, though. Remember that one? I had Chaz on it.
I think so. I was extremely hammered that night.
Dogs eating dog 6 is not harassing. Did not make a video harassing literal children on the internet for 2 hours straight. I remember that. I still have yet to watch the whole thing of that because it's so goddamn petty. Why would I want to torment myself with a grown-ass man who has an insane crush for Rosalina from the Mario series? Like, why would I want to watch somebody like that, like, just talk about literal children on the internet and get angry at them for them making fun of him? Oh, that guy's fucking weird.
So either you can play it on stream or you can just view it in your spare time if you want.
Yeah.
But essentially, Brian goes savage mode.
Ah, gotcha.
And it's taken forever to upload as well. So.
Alrighty, you ready to continue?
Yeah.
This is just from a couple days ago
we're
from the New York Post. Gen Z
little.
paralyzed with fear of turning 30, becoming unattractive hags. Life might as well end at 22.
Postnut says, your reference is Scurvy lol. Luckily, I still don't know who Dreamy Bull is. You're gonna learn. Nah, kidding. Not this stream, but you know, one of these days on Discord.
I don't know if this is cringe music or if this is actually a discussion. Is it muted? Yes. Okay. This is I have a nomadic life and eat roadkill because I don't want animals to die in vain. Okay. Good job, lady.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
These bitches, man, they be cray. These bitches be cray.
Who the fuck eats? That's like a. That's a fucking death sentence right there. Like, do you know how much bacteria is in that thing?
I don't want to know. I really don't want to know.
Ugh.
Age before beauty? Absolutely not. 30, flirty, and thriving is apparently no longer the holy grail for teens and 20-somethings online. Those born between 1997 and 2013 are expressing grim concerns about hitting the big 3-0, a milestone that some of those youngsters fear will immediately zap them of their sexiness, their stamina, and their overall value.
Gee, it's almost like that. It's true. Like that does happen unless she is happily married to a man, and you know, if she maintains, some good looks or whatnot for her man, like, she's still gonna get action. And also, she's not a total bitch as well.
Yeah. It's like some of those old fantasy games, or like, something that's Skyrim like, and there's always that one old what's it called? That old witch doctor woman who can like foresee the incoming apocalypse. She's like, "Remember, young female, the wall comes for us all."
The wall comes for us all. I love that quote from Ribby.
Why do they think this? Why do they think this? Because what men's communities have been talking about, what conservative people have been talking about, and what the Andrew Tates, whether you like him or not, what the Andrew Tates and the other men's communities are telling women is that when you get to 30 or 35 and you haven't found a man, your best years are behind you. Someone younger and prettier and more energetic and with less damage and with less baggage and with less kids from other fathers and from less body counts, they're going to replace you. And so the women say, well, once I'm at 30, it's over. If they could pause for just a minute and say, unless I keep my body count low or zero, I meet the right guy in my younger years, I commit to him, I become a little bit more conservative, I'm not all the crazy and the baggage and the baby daddies and all this drama, then I will provide value to a man and I'll be fine for the rest of my life because I'll be valuable to him in other ways because I can cook and I'll take care of the home and I'll be a good mom and I'll give him the children he loves and all the things that a good family provides. That would be the thinking if you're smart, if you pay attention to what's going on in the world, if you actually listen.
But what I'm starting to notice a lot more is like a lot of like younger women, they're noticing too late.
Yeah, or they just they notice and they just don't care.
Yeah, that's something too. It's just like that's kind of the thing with my twin brother. It's like he used to be like pretty red pilled too, but then even after his breakup, I thought he probably would have been a little bit back more on the red pill side of things, but honestly, I don't know. He's not a lost cause or anything, but I will say that it's like he knows what's going on, like he just doesn't care, and it's just like it kind of pisses me off a little bit because it's like he already kind of knows this stuff, but he doesn't really care, and it's just like I'm trying to help him out here a little bit. Considering he was the one who got me red-pilled.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, I mean, I don't mean to, shit talk your family, but it sounds like he's kind of just scared of accepting the truth, really.
Yeah,
and trying to confront it.
I think so too. Like I think a lot of people in my family are kind of scared to confront it, like the truth, mainly because it's just like. I think it largely has to do with it's like they're not trying to follow what I'm trying to like go after here, no hymen, no diamond. Like they contested me about that a lot. It's just like, and I say every time it's just like why would I want to marry somebody when I know the statistics are like. Why would I want to marry a non-virgin when I know the statistics are entirely against me in that regard?
Mm-hmm.
Or hell, or at least for also personally for me, it's like my personal motto is if she didn't lose it to me, off to the streets with thee. And so part of that, it's like, you know, she might still have her hymen, but it's like, you know, the guy didn't necessarily go all the way in, you know. But something else too. It's just like like I would still marry a chick if her only like if the only person she ever had sex with was me. Like that's something else too. I understand the rate goes up by like 1%, but it's like, would you rather take a 1% increase or a 20-something% increase per each body? I think that's how the statistics go.
Yeah.
I'd rather take the 1% increase, and if she's like, "Oh, I'm trying to save myself for marriage," and she's not lying about it, it's like, yeah, like I'd be okay with that.
Mm-hmm. That's the biggest fucking issue I have. Is like, you know, you don't know if, you know, one of the biggest things that the red pill teaches it's that bitches lie, and how the fuck do you know if she's lying or not?
One thing's for sure that I've noticed: Spurg bitches they're horrible liars.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully, I'm a Spurg myself, so you know, it makes it a little easier. I've actually met I think I might have told you about this, but I've actually met a Spurg chick, and
was she into Pokemon?
Yeah, the one. Yeah, she loves Pokemon. Like literally the other day.
Yep,
like,
that was it.
Yeah, the other day, she was, you know, she had like a little like Scrabble thingy or whatever, and she was just you know, making Pokemon names with it, and I was like, hey, you know, basically I spent like a whole hour sitting next to her, so no doubt it's like, yeah. And then when I won like a little Chick-fil-A gift card or whatnot, I was like, hey, you know, I'm gonna give this to you. Don't eat fast food. Her face turned like bright red.
Yep. Sounds like she's probably got something for you.
Oh yeah, and I know for a fact that I also know she's starting to open up to me a little bit more too. So that's also nice. So it's like not only is he strong. I think it's like not only is he strong in this, that, and the other, but he's also like kind. He's not like nice, but he's kind. There's a big difference between nice and kind. Like nice is like, you know, you're a fucking pushover, but kind is just like, it's like, well, I don't really have a need for this. I don't really have
in this generation. Yeah.
It's like I don't necessarily have a need for X. I think it would be better if you had this instead of me. So that example, you know, the Chick-fil-A gift card or whatever. I mean, I don't eat goy slop anymore, so there's that.
I call it being cordial. It's like, you know, you'd be cordial with females.
Yeah, basically, and it's like, you know, she certainly appreciated it, and also it's like I'm like the oldest guy in the group too, so it's just like that's another thing of pre-selection. I'm very much entirely aware of, like, you know, the whole pre-selection phenomena or whatnot. And Postnut is right, you know, she certainly seems like the keeper type. She's actually very quiet, which that's something I like. She doesn't have like an opinion on everything either, so that's also a plus. Anyways, let's continue with the video. Enough about me spurging about my little crush. Though it's always fun to do so.
To what men are saying that they want. But they can't do that because that goes against the messaging that has been programmed in their little tiny brains since they were kids by feminism and all this other stuff, that you can do whatever you want for as long as you want, until they see the 35-year-old women struggling and suffering and being single moms and all the things. And they seem to be in a place where they realize, okay, I'm young and hot and I can have all this fun, and then I'm a single mom, or I'm undesirable, or because of my body count or baby daddy or drama, I'm undesirable. And they only see it in that binary without realizing there's a whole gray area in between of just find a good man and settle down and give him lots to offer. But women don't have anything to offer anymore other than their looks and their sexuality, and they admit it themselves. They say hold on. English, do you speak it? I have seen multiple Gen Zs, the vast majority women, on various platforms, including Reddit and Instagram, expressing a desire to be unalive in their 30s or when they reach 40 because they cannot handle the fact they will age and become unattractive or become hags, an alarmed whistleblower recently penned to Reddit's PSA thread.
Like, I understand where these women are coming from. It's like, you know, aging isn't necessarily pleasant. I'm probably going to be expressing some of that by the time I turn 70. But, it's like, I think... I do think they are kind of overreacting. Women tend to overreact quite a bit in this day and age. They think they're going to be given a 911 phone call and the operator's like, 911, what's your emergency? And then she's going to be saying, your boy's about to explode.
I hit the wall.
Your boy's about to explode. And then the moment she turns 30 and then Minecraft TNT explosion. It's like, that's not what happens. It's just like, you should have just played your cards a bit smarter.
Exactly. And, you know, it's like, what about the millions and millions of men who are suffering from loneliness, but they're told to just, you know, man up and deal with it, huh? What about them? Oh, well, it's only an emergency when a woman... It reminds me of, like, this... I'm going to put a little... You've seen The Dark Knight, right?
Which one?
Heath Ledger's Joker.
I haven't seen the movie, but I'm familiar with what you're talking about.
Okay, to anyone in this who has seen The Dark Knight, I'm gonna do a little Heath Ledger's impression. Okay, so if I tell the press tomorrow that like a gangbanger will get shot, or a truckload of incels will be blowing up, nobody panics. Because it's all part of the plan. But when I say one little old woman will die alone, well, then everyone loses their minds.
The truck of incels in question. I'm about to blow.
Oh,
Ah, you knew that was coming, Forthy. You knew that was coming. But yeah, that was a pretty good impersonation. All jokes aside, that was actually a pretty damn good impersonation.
Yeah, one of my few talents is that I'm good at impersonation, like Predator. You seen that movie?
Familiar. There's a lot of stuff I haven't seen, but I'm pretty familiar with. Damn.
And make the little click sound.
Damn. I know what you're talking about. In terms of impersonations, hey, Shefa, I assume you're listening to this. Push those fucking legs back! That's my impersonation of Love and Light TV. Anyways, let's continue.
Yep.
So somebody put this on Reddit, and they're like, oh no, these women are talking about unaliving themselves because they're going to be hags at 30 or 40. And so we need to write about this in the New York Post. What about all the threads of the men that say,
Wait, Shefa says, the Predator.
That's literally just what I said.
Streamer?
It's literally what I just fucking said. Huh.
Wait, let's see, let's go back a little.
And so we need to write about this in the New York Post. What about all the threads of the men that say, I just want a girlfriend? That I'm
okay, I see.
good, but I'm awkward, I'm shy, I just want any girlfriend. Like, I'm a nice guy. I'm a good guy. I would treat her well. I don't remember too many stories about that. As a matter of fact, those men get shamed. They get called losers or incels. Where's the story for that? Well, it doesn't exist because who cares? They're men. Who cares about what they think? They say some have even expressed not bothering with help.
Said, man.
Yep.
If tomorrow that a gangbang, that an incel will get shot, or a truckload of soldier sims will be blowing up, nobody panics because it's all part of the plan. But when one little old lady dies alone, post-wall lady dies alone, then everyone loses their minds.
Healthy eating habits, saving money, or planning on having careers because they feel so strongly about this, continued a scandalmonger, presumably a member of the Gen Z demographic. I don't think it's necessarily our fault, the insider continued, but I do see and recognize in myself a fear of aging, and instead of there being a psychological and social movement to combat this, we simply turn to consumerism to try to fix the problem. Okay, I don't think this is necessarily our fault, she says. It is. It is your fault. You go out, you have all the fun, you sleep with...
I mean, the phrase is, like, women in accountability, it's like oil and water. I mean, that exists for a reason.
Yep.
people that you shouldn't be sleeping with, that don't care about you, that will never care about you. You give away your best years to the players and the bad boys, and then they see nothing in the future because guys that would normally be blue-pilled guys that would pick up these used women, maybe with a single kid or high body count in their 30s, and marry them and try to make an honest woman out of them, which you cannot. Those guys that used to do that don't anymore. Those guys watch content like mine and others saying, you know something, we shouldn't have to put up with leftovers just because that's all that's available to us. I would rather just skip out completely. And again, if you're wondering how that works, look.
I've actually expressed that complaint with my parents before, but I'm not interested in dating leftover women. Like, I know there's a big reason as to why one of the big reasons as to why I'm putting in so much effort into trying to like improve my life is so that way I don't end up with fucking leftovers. Like,
exactly.
I don't want to be putting in all this effort, like, you know, getting my body into good shape, learning jujitsu and other martial arts. It's like I'm not doing this, like, you know, obviously, like, you know, for my own health, that's like the biggest reason. But the other big reason is it's just like, you know, I don't want to end up with leftovers. Like, you think someone like me deserves to be with a single mom? Fuck no. I'm trying to make myself a better man each day so I don't end up with a single mom.
Yeah. When I was fucking 16, I used to work at a fucking seafood restaurant as a busser, and I was like, I had the biggest crush on the fucking bartender. I'll admit, like, she was a younger single mom. She was like so fucking like young and pretty and shit to me, especially when I was like, you know, 16, 17. And I remember like one time she fucking kissed me on the cheek or some shit, and I like fainted or some shit. It was like one of those fucking anime things or whatnot, but that's when I was extremely blue-pilled back in the day.
Let's see. AC has a funny comment here. Scurvy isn't into jujitsu for health. He just wants to touch and mount other men.
Oh, you know it.
Oh man. I mean, honestly, that's probably the most awkward part of every class. Oh man, that's actually really funny though. AC, I love it. I love that stuff, man. I love the comments you read sometimes. It's so funny.
No, Scurvy, you want to know? Here's something funnier. Is when I was in jiu-jitsu and I was sparring, this chick who was my age, she had the fattest ass. She fucking sat on my face as a distraction to put me in an arm lock. I was like, you little bitch. You knew I was fucking turned on by that shit. And you use that against me?
Using, wait, so, Fourthy, you an ass or a tits guy?
I'm probably more of a tits guy, but I like ass too.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. But, oh man, if somebody were to do that, I'd probably get very, very angry.
If a guy did it or a girl, or actually,
either,
like both.
No, I'd get pissed off at either because it's like, in terms of like training and like, you know, fighting and all that, it's a sign of disrespect, and that honestly gets me pretty fucking mad. Now, if it was I don't know, something different, then well, okay, that's
if it was a bedroom activity.
No, fuck no. Fuck no on that. not that way either. That's I don't know. I've never been one for I guess ass. I'm not an ass guy at all. I consider stuff like, you know, trying to sit on my face. It's like, that's disrespect right there. But
I mean, I'm kind of an ass, but I'm just, you know, sort of an ass guy. But I guess I can see what you mean. I guess I really wouldn't want that on my face too much. So.
Yeah. Also, it's like
I'll slap it, but I don't want to fucking sniff it.
Oh man. Yeah.
There's a chick with big titties. You know, you could just lay your head on that like a fucking pillow.
Oh yes. Sheffo knows all about that.
And it don't stink neither.
Scurvy, you're not an ass guy. Sounds unfortunate for you. It says Postnut. Well. Yeah, I don't like being twerked on. I don't like being sat on. I'm not much of a fan of that stuff. My whole thing is just like, you know, if honestly, when it comes to the like tatas and all that, it's like what Fourth Wall said, a nice little pillow for the head.
Oh no, but the fucking second time that this happened in jiu-jitsu, I was forced up to go against like some post-wall woman. I'll admit, she was in shape at least, and she wasn't fat, but dear God, she was fucking sweaty, and when I was going up against her, I was on my back, and she literally plopped her fucking sweaty ass tatas on my face.
Oh, must have smelled bad.
Yeah, it wasn't the most pleasant experience. I was like, oh god damn it, why'd you have to be old?
AC says Scurvy likes it when men hug him from the back. You know, AC, you're not wrong, because at that point, I know what the fuck to do in that situation. Like that's something I've actually been like training to deal with, like dealing with clenches. Like that's a lot of fun to deal with, because as soon as I notice that, it's just like shit. I immediately know what to do. It's pretty interesting. But it's like, yeah, I get two things out of that. One, a nice bro hug, but I also get to clobber the shit out of somebody right after. So, best of both worlds. Anyways, let's continue with the video.
Look at singles night here in Nashville, where there's literally no men. They can't take advantage of men anymore. Because this has gotten into the zeitgeist. This is out there. They don't talk about the men struggling that can't date. They don't talk about the men that are good men that don't get any opportunity. But as soon as the women say, well, I'm just going to end it at 30 because nobody wants it anymore, national crisis. Let's start writing stories about this. Don't think that men...
Sheffo says, stop pretending you are not gay. God damn it, Pickle. I'm not gay. You're the
He probably
gay
wants
one.
you to take his pickle.
You're the gay one, Marty. Nah, his name's actually not Marty, but I have my quota, Fourthy. 1 Racks Out and 5 Dreamy Bowl references, and we made our quota for the night.
Don't see this as well, and of course you won't take any accountability. It's not necessarily our fault. It is. Right here, this gal that you can definitely tell is a club girl. She's got the I'm guessing probably the fake triple double D's or whatever. I'm 29. The fear of turning 30 is.
Okay, so those are fake tits right there. They're unnaturally circular, and they're not like a teardrop.
Yeah.
Getting to me. I have no kids. I feel like I'm running out of time. I still don't have my life figured out.
That's the one thing about being a tits guy. Once you learn the signs of somebody has like fake tatas, you fucking know. Like there's no going back. Once you learn that information, there's no going back.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, it's like if it were for like let's say it's like I do like a one night stand with a chick and she's got fake tatas. I mean, I really don't care too much, to be honest. It's just a one night stand. It ain't a big deal for me, but
I see.
Now, I'm missing something. Yeah. You're missing either a man, a family, a career, something to hang your hat on. She has nothing. She has the party girls that she goes out with. She has the dudes that she probably hooks up with. A fellow Gen Z named Gabriella echoed these the same sentiments in a separate post. What are you going to have when either your other friends are aging like you and you're worn out, triple-digit, quadruple-digit body counts by the time you get to 30? Because again, this looks like a club girl if I've ever seen one. And the guys that they want to sleep with are now back with the new 20-somethings as they've aged out of the market. What's left for them? I guess they could all be friends with each other, but they don't have any hobbies. Most of them don't, other than makeup.
Let's be real. Lesbianism isn't really a thing. Like they might be like, oh wow, I'm gonna kiss you on the lips, and then instantly they're disgusted by each other. Yeah, it's not really a thing. The one difference between like guys and girls. It's like a chick can never truly be gay. They kind of stole, like everything. They stole that from the guys.
Mm-hmm.
Up and drinking mimosas on Sunday. So what are they going to do together? Nothing. There's a whole lot of older, lonely, plasticky, former pretty women. The Reddit ranter went on to refer to the recent uptick in anti-aging products and trends, such as getting baby Botox and covering themselves with face tape.
You don't need to get Botox, chick. You just need to get your hormones right, and you won't age as badly. That's something else people don't get too. It's just like our hormones are being marketed against us. With all the goy slop in the market, like all the obesity. Yeah. Like there's so much shit that just fucks up with people's hormones.
Yeah, that would be. I started taking like an advanced, well, not really advanced, but an anatomy and physiology class, right? That, my friend, is called the endocrine system. It's essentially the system of hormones throughout your body.
Yeah, I know the endocrine system is, and that's being food companies, pharmaceutical companies, they're trying to hijack it against us in order to make it easier to control, especially men. Like, think about it. Like, if you hijack a man's endocrine system, it's like he's going to be a lot more agreeable. Like, he's going to be, I'm okay with the tyranny.
Well, not just that. It's, hell, from what I've heard and read, that there's literal freaking feminizing hormones in the water that we fucking use and drink, because women take birth control and they piss it out, and then that doesn't get filtered by the system.
Yep, literal birth control in the fucking water. Like, in the water supply here in the States. In some states, it's not so bad. Other states, it's pretty bad. Hell, it's not even necessarily based on state. It's more like based on like area and like local, how good the local water treatment is there. Like, if you don't have I don't know if I'm allowed to do this in my apartment, but I'm planning on getting like a filter for like my sinks and my shower
Mm-hmm.
Now, I already drink like filtered water. I have a Brita filter or whatnot, and that does a damn good job. I noticed I actually noticed the difference in the taste of the water that I drink, like before I had my Brita and after. It's just like, oh my goodness, it's night and fucking day. Night and fucking day.
And plus, with all the plastic that this society uses, my anatomy and physiology teacher also taught me that plastic degrades into estrogen, the female hormone.
Mm-hmm. That's why I drink my booze from glass bottles. I try to drink from as little plastic as I can.
I should start using my metal thermos more.
Yeah, I've been using a metal thermos too. It's just like it makes the difference. It really does make the difference.
It's a trusty drink, and not only that, if someone tries to come up at you at the night, you can fucking whack them in the teeth.
AC says, Scurvy, make sure to buy those filter straws in case of emergency and learn about a simple filtration system. It's best to be safe. Dude, I actually do plan on doing that. You're not wrong about that at all. It's like a simple filtration system is insanely important to learn. Like, things are going to be going to shit soon, and I should also be taking that a bit more seriously as well. But it's like, yeah, that's important. If you could supply filtered water, you're not going to be killed.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Shinobi Wan says, oh, hey, Shinobi. I saw you in the chat, but I haven't had proper time to greet you yet. All that sheet taking leaves your mouth wide open. God damn it.
That they haven't been virally adopted by beauty buffs as young as age 10 who hope to ward off the wrinkles, lines, and sags. So now you've got young gals at the age of 10 that are already trying to keep themselves looking young. If you look at there was an actress, I don't remember her name. and you don't have to bother putting it in the comments below. But if you look at Amazon's special, they have a show that they put out called The Boys. And there was a very petite, like thin, pretty blonde. And I forget, her name was like, I don't know what it was. She wore a white glittery costume and she could shoot and like make electrical things blow up or whatever.
Shefo says, I love how the orange ignores my comments about the black leather chair. God fucking damn it. You ran that joke into the ground, Marty.
I don't remember her name, but she was very pretty in season 1. In season 2,
I remember seeing that image of Erin Moriarty on the Chronic server. I was like, who is that? And it's like, she went from, girl next door looking to, well, whatever the fuck this is on the right, handsome Squidward looking motherfucker. I don't know. That's the first thing that popped into my mind. Like that handsome Squidward meme.
Yeah.
It's like, it looks really masculine and just like off. And it's like, that's the kind of shit like Botox does.
Yeah. Oh my god, she does look like handsome Squidward in a fucking wig.
Spare change.
SpongeBob. SpongeBob.
2, when I watched that show, I thought they replaced the actress with a new actress until she spoke. And I said, oh, that's you're good, bud. Until she spoke. And when she said something, I went, oh, that is the same actress. She had her cheeks hollowed out. She had lip filler. And now she did it again. And now she's got this gaunt, like, fake lips. She looks horrible. And she was such a cute gal before. She looked like the girl next door, and now she looks like some hollowed out hooker from the 1980s. Like, I don't know why she...
Hey, Sheffo, you don't own me. I own the orange. Yeah, I don't know. That's an inside joke between us. He pretends to be my channel manager, but no, he's not. I decide everything on my channel. And then
I hate what they did to her head too.
Postnut says she looks like plastic. Exactly. What do you think about that, Forthy?
What I was gonna... Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I hate what they did to her fucking head. She looks like Megamind.
Dude, why did that reference evade me till now? Oh my goodness. Megamind with hair. Oh, it's even more gaudy. Her skin kind of looks blue as well in some areas. Maybe it is Megamind. Holy shit.
Hola.
AC says her hair even changed.
She did this, but she ruined herself.
And then Sheffo says the orange lies as naturally as he breathes. Well, last time I recall, I don't have a nose. So you're wrong about that, pickle. Anyway, let's continue.
Well, oranges do have pores.
Oh, we have pores. That is true. We do have pores, but they're not noses.
They're asking that to happen because the guys are like, oh, don't do that. You look horrible now. The movement to remain forever young is being charged by both folks in their early 20s and teeny boppers on TikTok. On the Buzzy app, hashtags such as anti-aging with over 8 billion views, and Sephora Kids, a stamp with nearly 222 million views used by makeup lovers to gripe about the influx of elementary schoolers flocking to cosmetic shops for skin rejuvenators and collagen boosters that are all-time trending highs. And here's the thing, are the makeup companies going to say, oh, this is awful? Like children.
Postnut here has a poem here. My girl is made of plastic. She never cares I'm spastic. She can't use a spatula, but doesn't mind my flatula. And never does anything drastic. Ooh, that's some good bars right there, Postnut.
Children don't need our product. No, they're probably going to cheer it on because it makes them more money. And you look at, I don't know what this girl's talking about, nor do I care. But you look at her and you can tell she's not old, but she's definitely had some fillers in her lips. You can definitely...
She looks more like Megamind than Erin Moriarty. Like, look at that chin. And the shape of her head too. It reminds me more of Megamind.
I could literally freaking use that as a throwing knife and stick her chin into the dashboard.
You tell she's had the Botox in her forehead because her eyebrows are permanently surprised. Like, notice her eyebrows are not moving at all. Her eyebrows are frozen in this, like, surprised. And you can tell she's talking about her face sagging and everything else. Now she's talking about the skin around her neck. Look, if you had found a guy in your 20s before the triple-digit body counts and all that stuff, a husband would be like, honey, I love you. Even if you put on a couple extra pounds and you got those wrinkles, you're still beautiful to me. And of course, when she steps out of the shower, he'll probably try to rip her towel off and carry her into the bedroom, because that's usually what husbands do when they have wives that they love, that they can look past the new little wrinkle, because it's a slow process of aging together.
Exactly. It's like what is like the husband is not gonna care if she's like, you know, has a new wrinkle or whatnot, if she's taking good care of herself and not doing a bunch of, you know, like the tattoos and the Botox and the constant makeup. It's just like he's not gonna care about the wrinkle. If anything, it's just like, hey, you know, let's smash. It might help with that little insecurity of yours.
Yeah, two things I gotta say. First one is hard work and effort, you know, is kind of reflected in your appearance, really. And then second one is how bad, like every time how can I put it? It's like like every time a chick gets smashed by some other dude, like does that actually worsen the way they look and like make them look older or something? Like, is there some kind of biological chemical that goes into that?
I don't think it's necessarily a chemical. I think it's more of a phenomena. Like, you know, each guy that like if it's not her first, like each guy that kind of smashes after her just makes her look older for some reason. I don't exactly know this. You might want to ask Chronic about that. I don't know when he's gonna be streaming next, but it's like that's actually a good question to ask him. Like, is there something biological, but like that happens every time a chick smashes a dude that isn't her first? Like that actually would be an interesting question.
And like, does that like biologically age her some way? Like, you know, maybe biochemistry. And my second question is like, do their Putin ETs actually like get like wider? Their lips get looser every time they get fucked?
Oh, I know that's true. I do know that. AC says yes, biological. Yeah. Okay, that's actually interesting. I guess we have our question answered. So we're gonna play this for a little bit longer, probably about like 5 minutes, and then we're gonna get to our next video. So if you want to stay around for that, like go right ahead. But yeah.
No, that's
But
cool.
they still appreciate and love their
talking.
women. But these women, when they go from guy to guy to guy to guy, all the men find is their looks, and all the women care about is guys' looks. Men, however, they don't lose their looks in the same way, and they continue to grow in value when women don't. She said, I wish I had started these simple, affordable things earlier, anti-aging. That's what the girl that was in this video was talking about. We need to do better for ourselves and for our younger generations, the anonymous mouthpiece implored on Reddit.
Honestly, I think this is kind of a good place to end off this video right here. Because I mean, I have listened to the rest of this, and the article like repeats itself quite a bit. I mean, it's just an account of like women just complaining. But once again, I'll be right back, and then we'll get to our third video, and then after that, I think for the third video, I don't think I'm gonna be interrupting it as much like I did with this one. But I will be right back. And feel free to talk with the chat while I'm gone. I'll be back in like a minute.
All right. I'll just read the comments and if anyone is familiar with Frost, let's see, is he streaming tonight? February 24th, 8:15 p.m. Yeah. Frost will also be streaming soon. Frost is a pretty good YouTuber, so I'd recommend checking him out. So immune system gets affected. It's a foreign object. Cells in sperm, the vag walls affect her nervous system, so she'll know how different sizes are psychologically, aka mental math. Fourth, you demand. Looking forward to your streams. Link your channel. Oh, I should do that. Let's see.
So if you
I'll go
guys
over
are gonna
here.
take a look at Frost's channel, if he's going, you said he's going live tonight, right? If that's the case, if you guys are gonna be watching his stream as well, tell him grip the motherfuckers. And that's a good old message from Scurvy. No, kidding. That's another Love and Light TV quote right there. I always have to.
Yeah,
put
I put. Yep. So I put a link to his upcoming live stream in the chat, and then I also yeah, I already did it, and then I posted a link to my channel as well.
Yeah, guys, I can't believe I forgot to mention this, but go give Dr. Fourth Wall a subscription. He's only at 25 subscribers. Give him a subscription. You need to do it now. Let's see.
No!
Now! I demand pay. Not kidding. I was gonna go into another racks out right there. Scurvy slipping. I had to do the shilling. Thank you, Post Nut. I don't mind other people shilling their stuff too. Speaking of shilling, if you're enjoying the show so far, you could contribute to the my little rum fund here at Cashapp /cash ScurvyRum. Might help with getting that entrance fee taken care of for tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, let's get back to the show here. So we have here a video by, let's see, I assume it's still there. Yeah, there we go. Tab is still working for you. Last time we gave you money, you didn't do what we said. No more orange. God damn it. He wasn't there, Marty. I don't know. That was kind of, I guess that was kind of a one and done kind, not one and done, but more like a one-time occurrence. He's literally, the guy is in one of my classes. I'm not gonna hit on him. He's way older than me. I'm not gonna do that. And also, it's like, I don't want my classmates to be like, oh wow, it's that guy who was at the bar, and he was very drunk. Oh my goodness. I don't want to deal with that. I have group projects I need to worry about. Oh, it's so hard. AC says, wait, Scurvy won't do things for money? SMH, I thought you were lesser than that. You're right, AC. I mean, I do these streams so I could, get some money for the entrance fees for the bars. Nah, jokes aside, let's continue with let's get started with the video.
Welcome back, tribe. Let's get into it.
I'm tired of doing things alone.
It's never ending, huh?
I've been on my own for so long, and I've just been disappointed. I choose relationships that I know won't work out because needing someone is like it's too vulnerable for me.
So where have all the men gone? Where have all the real men gone? Now I'm a stronger woman, and whoever I attract now, they're gonna be so lucky to have me.
Welcome back, family. Just another day. And yet, we have another modern woman who regrets divorcing her husband when loneliness strikes hard. Let's first start by watching her breakdown in tears.
You know, that saying, it's so simple, man. You don't know what you have until you lose it. It's so...
Yeah, basically. Like, also, a lot of these older women, they tend to be divorced. It's like, and usually what happens is just like, it could be the following. Like, the guy is, pretty focused on work that it's like, he can't really be worrying about her emotional needs, and so it's just like, I'm gonna find a guy who can supply me with those emotional needs. Or it's like, he's just the beta bucks guy, and it's like, oh yeah, I don't need to worry about that. He's still gonna provide me with alimony and child support.
Yeah, but that's the thing, is like, you can't fucking wait for the guy to come home. Yeah, he's got to get to work and shit, but can't you just give him a good time? Because then that would motivate him to do his absolute best to take care of you, to go beyond the fucking limit,
Mm-hmm.
evident.
Like,
in these
let's
people.
say, like,
They
you don't gotta let him fuck you every night he comes home. Just, kiss him on the cheek, massage his fucking shoulders. Let him get a little bowl of hot water to put his feet in or something.
Like
It's
that. Honestly, stuff
cook
like
his
that.
food.
Stuff like that is that's actually a nice little favor for you to do. He's gonna be coming home stressed anyways. But personally, for me, I wouldn't mind doing a little bit of slamming.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, honestly, like frequent sex actually makes a relationship work, even when you have kids. Like a lot of women forget that it's like, oh, it's not just the kids that I need to serve, but it's also my husband. They keep forgetting that fact.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
It's like all you need to do is just like when the kid. There's a reason why parents usually send their kids at like an early bedtime.
So they can fuck. Oh, I never thought of that.
Slam.
Yeah, or just, give him a sucky suck or a little handwork,
Oh yeah. No sucky sucker handwork will work for Scurvy. So it's a little different. Yeah, that's something too. I'm not into oral, so.
don't appreciate their partners. It's because of the security, the provisioning, constantly being there, melding your lives together into one. You have to be your own individual person. You have to, through whatever you do daily, like going to the gym, going to work, going shopping for whatever, grocery, hanging out with the boys. You have to separate yourself from your spouse so they can long for you a little bit, so they can realize.
That's true too. Like, guys do need to have hobbies. Like, if you're always like, I think this is something that. I mean, I know it's a little bit different considering my dad had a stroke like a few years back, and that kind of does.
Oh, I'm sorry, dude.
That he likes. I mean, he's still doing good. I mean, he like 2 weeks ago, my parents visited me in my place, and helped me tidy some things up and all that. I appreciate it. Think life is a little bit different for him, but he's still kicking. He's still doing good. But it does. Things do get a little bit strained when something like a stroke does happen, and it's like I understand that where it's like you can't necessarily always separate like yourself from your spouse or whatnot. But if the man didn't have a stroke or something, it's like he should be having hobbies.
Yep. I have my hobbies. Mine's my art. Well, it's also my sad gig as well.
I got my own hobbies too. I mean, I got Yu-Gi-Oh, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, YouTube. I got my own hobbies too.
It's what it's like for you not to be present every single waking second of the day, or else you stop being appreciated. It's just human nature. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. This is one of the dangers of melding your life into one when you get married or get into a relationship that's long term. Never ever forget your individualistic nature as a person, because once that's gone, that pedestal that you put her on is the death of your relationship.
When she gets tired of doing things alone.
So I'm sitting in my closet and I'm having lots of emotions. I haven't cried in quite some time. And a lot of emotions are coming up because
oh my God.
I'm moving. I'm tired of doing things alone.
All could have been avoided. Just not divorce your husband.
So a lot of emotion.
They never think about that either. It's like they never think about like, oh, maybe I shouldn't divorce my husband. If I want the easy life, maybe I shouldn't divorce my husband, who I've been with for many years. It's so fucking stupid.
If I want things easier, maybe I should stick by my husband's side. He can make that easier. If I, again, show him appreciation, and he'll take you motherfucking miles,
Yep. A good woman can actually help a guy save so much money. Think about it. It's like, cooking, sewing, like other little money-saving techniques that a woman used to learn but doesn't learn anymore.
Emotions come up because of childhood, right?
Okay.
Things that happen in your childhood and, not feeling loved, things like that. And
Having an epiphany?
And I had such a hard time asking people for help because I've been on my own for so long.
Okay.
And I've just been disappointed that, like, when people offer me help, I literally find it so awkward.
Okay.
Everyone thinks I'm this strong badass, but you guys, I still have my moments.
Okay.
I still struggle sometimes.
Waiting for the flip in like a week when, you know, their emotions are just so volatile. Where the real man at? I'm a bad boss, babe. Yes.
Not every day can be perfect.
Oh, tears. Look at like put him away. Feel bad for me. Hit the like.
So, fourthly, you know, one of my like, it's literally in the description of this video, but one of my favorite pastimes is laughing at these older women who made these bad life choices, and they're crying about it on TikTok, and so I can't help but laugh. Like, it is one of the greatest sources of comedy of all time. It's just like these older bitches just making these crazy and stupid mistakes.
It's kind of the same. I don't really know about laugh, but it's like I almost get like this sadistic pleasure just watching these broads do dumb shit. It's kind of the same way as like some dude go, like, let's say some rich entitled dude goes to the fucking hood, leaves his Tesla open with stacks of cash in there, and then it gets fucking stolen from. It's like, yeah, what did you expect, bro?
Subscribe.
It'll be a better day tomorrow.
Okay.
I'll be in a new place.
This shit is so
Oh,
whack.
she has the tattoo on her wrist. What did you know? Quality partner right there.
Here she is
Never
again,
trust a
blaming her
bitch with
problems and
tattoos.
failures.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. You said?
I said never. I was just saying, never trust a bitch with a tattoo or a piercing.
Yep, I agree. That's something I know the chick I like does not have, is that she doesn't have a single piercing and no tattoos either.
Huh.
I found me a unicorn, but even so, it's like I understand a thing or two about female nature. It's like
It can shift. Now that's
yeah.
the sad part. Even if you do find a good one, is that he's bound to change. That's kind of. I had an ex. I have an ex, and it's like the sad part is that she was pretty close to what most men would call the right one, but you know, she was saying, "Oh, I want to go to college and get a degree," and I was like, "I don't think you want to do that."
But I will say this.
She was too set on that. Go ahead.
I will say this. Once again, it's the difference between neurotypicals and spurgs. Like, once again, she's a spurg chick, and so like me, she probably has a fear of needles, and also it's just like us spurgs do tend to be pretty risk adverse, and even something like a piercing or whatnot can actually be somewhat trouble and can be somewhat nerve-wracking, at least when it comes to the chicks. I mean, I don't have any intentions on getting an earring or a fucking nose ring. Ugh. But it's just still, I don't like it when things pierce my skin. I also don't like it when needles are in my skin. And that kind of tells me that it's just she probably, even if we disagree politically on some parts, it's just at the end of the day, she probably has her head screwed on straight. If she doesn't want to get all the tattoos and the weird piercings, it's chances are she probably had a good childhood too. So let's continue. I only have about 50-ish minutes left here before I have to get ready, so
To the modern woman's infamous childhood trauma.
yeah, we're just gonna let the
You're a
video
person
play out
that
for
really
a
wasn't
while.
shown a lot of love as a kid
Okay.
or kindness.
Let's go 1 or 2
or
minutes.
affection.
A lot of us weren't.
It's so hard for me as an
Probably more
adult.
two to
and
three.
I realize that I choose relationships that I know won't work out because it scares me.
Bro, you see what I'm talking about? When I say vet the family, this is what I mean. You would have had an ability to peep into the childhood trauma when you meet the family, when you see how the father runs the household, if there's even a father present. Do you see what she said? I dealt with...
Oh, damn it. I know I said I wouldn't interrupt, but this one is also super important. She needs to have a dad in the picture. Like, like actively in the picture. And that's something, you know, my parents are still married. And, you know, that actually helped me out. I think, like, honestly, I think my dad has actually been the most impactful person in my life ever since, like, 2020. And, wouldn't you know, kind of actually helped me out to be a better man, you know? Because I've been living at home. I've been living at home the longest compared to my siblings.
Women like this before. Yeah. One of them was divorced and literally said to my face, and I've said this plenty of times on other episodes, the closer we were getting in the relationship, the more anxiety she was feeling and would self-sabotage harder and harder to break us up for the fear that the relationship would end, just like her parents divorcing, because if her parents couldn't make it, what chance did she have? So the closer and the more invested and the more vulnerable she felt as a relationship went on, the more she needed to get away, to protect herself. That's trauma. That's emotional damage. And that's what happens that you as a man have to deal with when you get into a relationship with these kinds of women. This is why I tell you guys, man, never, ever, ever be afraid to meet the family. It's the single most important thing you can do.
Yeah, that's something else I plan on doing. It's like, I do want to meet her. I would love to meet her parents and just, like, have a chat, especially with the dad.
They can sweet talk you at dinner all day long. You can be sweet talked, and they can sell you a pretend character of who they are for months on end in a relationship until you go home and meet the family. And you see what they're really like. And you base her values off her father, her mother, her uncles, her aunts, sisters, brothers, everybody, man. You're vetting because that family, it doesn't even matter. That family, regardless, if you marry this woman, you have to invite them over into your life. They will be a permanent part of your life anyways. It's not just about your woman. Her family matters too, guys. You have to start, when you're vetting women, you have to vet for family too. Not just a peep, you know, deeper into red flags like this, but what kind of grandparents do you want for your children? What kind of extended family do you want for your children? What kind of mother-in-law and father-in-law do you want for yourself to deal with? This shit matters. This is going to affect your happiness long-term. Judge them harshly and do not deal with sunk cost fallacy. If you see something you don't like, if you see a dynamic that's completely messed up, if red flags are coming up everywhere, you need to cut bait and run. That's your only option. Everything else leads to destruction, divorce, eventually losing your kids, losing half your shit, getting dragged in the courts, getting character assassinated because you're going to be made out to be the evil one and she never did any wrong. And you're going to be one of the statistics and one of the stories that we see all the time about men in the comment section saying what happened to them or how you should never get married or all this shit because that's the guy that made these mistakes, bro. They can be avoided. They're easiest avoided when you go overseas and you meet more humble, more traditional, more God-fearing, more family-oriented women. It's the...
So when it comes to like vetting the family, right? It's like I think I have a feeling that tradition ended probably around like the 50s maybe. I'm just kind of providing a rough estimate, right? I'm thinking because like around probably more like the 60s when the sexual revolution was just starting. It's like people like, you know, they were just kind of doing the old in and out and they didn't give a shit about the family. They just wanted to, you know, bust a quick nut.
Mm-hmm.
And they weren't of course they weren't thinking that far ahead. They were high on acid. And I mean, this is coming from a guy who has done psychedelics before, but it's like, yeah, you don't want to be you know, doing anybody when you're tripping balls.
The modern mindset, that's poison. The modern mindset poisons both men and women. The modern man...
Postnut says, pickle on a power trip. Please no ban. Sheffo, if you do anything crazy, I probably will take away mod privileges. You're not going to be a Janny no more. And then he says, I own all of you. You don't own us. Kidding.
Is a clown show, soy-filled, gets blown in half by wind, nasty cuck with rainbow-colored hair. And the modern woman is full of tattoos, piercings, and a rap sheet 10 miles long, ridden harder than the bicycle on the side of the alleyway in some city. Come on, man.
It's like, I haven't needed someone in so long. Because needing someone is like, it's too vulnerable for me.
These women are just addicted to the drama. It fuels their whole body and existence. Mind you that this woman was married. She had what most women want. But she decided to leave the marriage for the streets because she probably thought that...
You said something?
Oh, I didn't say anything.
Oh, sorry. I thought I heard you. My bad.
That she could do better.
It's all right.
Really, it's not about why me, because our experiences are what make us who we are. I'm grateful for who I am now. And maybe if I had the white picket fence and the house and the husband, who knows? Maybe I would be getting divorced now with 3 kids. And I wouldn't want that on anyone else either. I've been through divorce without kids. I can only imagine how hard it is with. So I'm grateful that I had the experiences that I had, because now I'm a stronger woman. And whoever I attract now, they're going to be so lucky to have me.
You must be out of your damn mind. The only men...
She's not out of her mind. She thinks that's reality because in her existence...
I'm just going to put my booze away. I'm going to let the video play.
Her comments tell her what strong, brave, independent, powerful woman she is. Society, from movies to music to whatever else in culture, tells her the same thing, that divorce is cool, that starter husbands are a thing, that you don't need to settle, that if he has boundaries, that's abuse, and that you should get the cherry on top with everything. The sprinkles, all of it. And you don't have to settle. You don't have to compromise or come to the middle for any reason whatsoever. This is the delusion. This is the entitlement. This is the rot of modernity that's affected a lot of, quote, modern women, especially the ones that consume social media. That's why it's a red flag, dude. Anyone, and it's just a red flag for men too, for the ladies watching this shit. If the guy is addicted to social media, if all he does is consume content, consume, constantly scrolling endlessly through that shit and just filling up your brain with absolute garbage and propaganda and frying your dopamine receptors and having the memory span of a goldfish, not being able to focus on anything, getting dumber, forgetting sentences and words and how to read, and not...
Now, thankfully, my dopamine receptors are not fried. Like, I personally do gain a lot more, like, satisfaction in learning something a bit more, I guess, fully. Like, that's why I like to listen to, like, a lot of, like, you know, like, video essays about, like, lolcows or whatever. I mean, and even beyond, like, lolcow stuff, it's like, I prefer to listen to more long-form terms of content. I could even watch long-form terms of content, too, without losing interest. It could be a shittily edited video, but if the topic itself is really interesting, yeah, it's like I am going to pay the fuck attention. Oh, Noctis, how's it going? Yo, it's been a while. It has, Noctis. We got Dr. Fourthball here on the stream, too.
Hello, Noctis.
But yeah, got any thoughts about that? Like, you know, the whole, like, attention span of a goldfish?
Yeah, I think, you know, if you consume too much media, your brain melts into fucking slime. That's why sometimes you gotta put the media down. You know, go to the gym, take a nice run around outside, or just, you know, sometimes just relax on your fucking porch. Sometimes what I like to do is just sit on my fucking porch and just stare at nature.
I mean, I feel like with that too. It's like, usually when I, like, take, like, a quick nap or something, like a 5-minute nap, it's just like, that's like 5 minutes of, like, silence. Or just, like, or hell, even in general, if I'm doing the dishes or whatnot, or something mundane, like, sometimes I don't even have, like, anything playing in the background. It's just like, I'm still busy doing my work, and so it's just like, it kind of helps me focus a little bit more, even if some of the material that I have to work with is so fucking boring. Or this is especially kind of true when it comes to, you know, like, the work that I have to do for grad school or whatnot. Let's see. So Noctis says, nice. It's great to meet you. I literally just got out of jail yesterday, so that's why I've been out. Damn, Noctis, what the fuck happened?
What'd you like? YouTube jail or genuine actual jail?
I hope not the latter. And if it was the latter, I hope it was the most minor of misdemeanors.
Yeah, you can't be playing around with that shit, dude.
Do the most basic tasks because your mind is turning into freaking mush from all the digital bombardment. Come on. Does that seem like a person, like a green flag? Like, oh yeah, this person is definitely addicted to technology. This will make a great life partner for me. No, dude, it's bad on either end. Avoid these people. And these are the ones that will get sucked into some fringe idea or go down that rabbit hole on social media and get completely sucked up by that community. And they'll do all sorts of dumb, crazy shit like this, leaving your man when you're being taken care of, when he's a good guy, when you're happy, but you're just upset about something because the, Instagram or the TikTok algorithm is so good at feeding even the slightest bit of narcissism.
Let's see. Noctis says, oh yeah, the actual jail for male assault on a female, but there's no such thing as the opposite. Yeah, that's so fucked up, man. About the legal system when it comes to that stuff, it's like, okay. Already, there's something suspicious about the fact that you went to jail for supposed assault. That's fucking weird. That's already fucking weird. Like,
wait, did Noctis get accused of SA?
I have no idea, but I don't Noctis isn't the type of person to do that shit. Like he knows, he very much knows. And all for handing my girlfriend a bottle of water. I didn't actually abuse her. Nah, no SA. Man, that's crazy. Dude, that's fucking crazy. Like, I assume you two are not seeing each other anymore. I'm like, god damn, that's fucking brutal. Whatever state you're in, it's like, I don't want to be there. I don't want to be in that state, that's for sure. If handing somebody a bottle of water is considered SA or something like that, it's like, oh my god, we are fucked. We as a country are fucked.
Oh, we live in a fucking country where if you, if you don't refer to your kids by their preferred pronouns, or if you accidentally misgender someone, in Michigan, and Frost confirmed this, you'll be charged with a felony and be sent in, maximum security as if you robbed a fucking bank.
Oh my god. That is the sign of weakness right there. Holy shit.
Mm-hmm. In fact, when Frost goes live, he usually lets people call in and shit. You can talk to him and whatnot.
Well, I'm gonna be out at the bars probably around the time that he's streaming or whatnot. If
he can go on for very long though. Like he'll start at 8:15.
If he's still gonna be up at 2 a.m. in the morning, I mean, yeah, who knows? I'm gonna be hammered to shit, but I don't mind calling in. Anyways, let's continue with this.
Narcissism or negativity that gets you sucked down that hole, and then it just takes over your life, and then you begin to act it out physically, and then you can't backtrack those decisions.
We are going to watch now how the dating market humbled this woman in the worst way.
About dating over 50 and how wonderful it is. It started off on Thursday with the man telling me that I'm his person
50.
and he manifested me and he's going to make me his wife. To then only be ghosted. Then let's go to Saturday night, where I meet another man who just talks about himself the whole entire night.
Yeah, Noctis. Jail, I know jail is a little bit different than
prison. And then let's transition to today.
I don't think you're going to get
man, 45 years old,
in the A in
is that
jail
he wants friends with benefits. So, the first date, coffee, and then we go right into Netflix and chill. Sounds like a great time.
I will not date a man who doesn't work out, who doesn't value his own body and mind to make it better than it was the day before. Not date a man who doesn't have equal.
Dear Lord, her decoration, the lighting and the decorations, she's trying to relive her 20s with that right there. And it's just like, no, you have to grow up. Dress more appropriately. Don't wear shit like that. You're too old to be doing that. I don't think society has told these women that. They're still acting like they're 20.
Yeah, they think they are, but
they're not.
Or better than I do. So where have all the men gone? Where have all the real men gone? Because
real men are dating women half your age. That's fine that you want a man that works out and is healthy. Great. We want women that do the same thing. That's discipline. It takes a lot of it to maintain that, especially over a long time frame. In your 50s. Cool. You want a man that does as well or better than you. Hypergamy, that's standard issue on all women. Cool. We understand that. You want to look up to your man, but you're 50. Why wouldn't the man that has the things you're looking for just get a woman 30, 25? You don't think those women want that man too? That's stable, that's in good shape, that has a company, a business, money, financial freedom. You don't think other women half your age are looking for the same thing? You know, like just how you were enjoying out competing the older women when you were 25, when you were 30, and dating those older men, and they weren't looking at the 40, 50-year-olds back then. You don't want to think about that, do you? It wasn't even in your purview, huh? You had no idea, blind to it, just like the invisible men that you've rejected all in your 20s that would have made good husbands, that would have taken care of you and done all the things your husband done as well. You had a ton of them lined up. You even found one, still left them, crying about it sad. Truly, you can't make this up.
Because all I see are weak and feeble, fat and out of shape.
Cool.
So
that's a projection right there.
That's just a litmus test of the quality of men that you can get truly in the marketplace today. That's showing you what your value is in the market today. The only kind of men that will talk to you when you're 50 something are old, fat, weak, out of shape, feeble men, as she's described it. That's true. Those are the only ones that are actually willing to match with you, willing to take you out on a date. It's the bottom rungs of what's left of men. That's what you have to understand, ladies. You don't get your pick of the litter at 50. You get your pick of the litter for top quality men when you're in your early to mid 20s. That ship sailed. That's why that list has to go all the way down to, is he breathing? Is he not in therapy? Has he healed from all his things? Does he have an income? Like, you need the bare minimum, and you have to settle for the quote trash that's left, because that's how she looks at it in her mind. You look at how she down talks those men.
I'm your new coach. I want to coach you so that you can date a girl.
Oh, she wants to be a coach. You think she'd give good advice, Fourthy? I don't think she would.
No.
Like me. One who's strong, who's confident, who's got his shit together. I don't need you. I want you. So, if you want a coach, shoot me a message.
Yo, you guys, listen up. I totally just did this in the gym, and I'm so proud of myself. There's like a hot guy here. So I literally was like, hey, excuse me. And he was like, yeah. I go, how tall are you? And he told me his height. I was like, oh, you're a good height. You go, because I always say, like, some guys are too short or something. I don't know. I made up some sort of excuse. And I'm like, you look like...
She, like, something else about older women I've noticed, too. It's like she's talking about, like, you know, the little bit of positive, like, male attention that she gets. Like, just how a young 20-something like myself talks about, like, you know, like the little bit of positive female attention I get. Like, it very much is kind of a similar phenomena, but I think it's a lot more sad for the older woman because she's just not in her prime anymore. Like, she's just like, why is she acting like me? I'm, like, way younger than she is, and she's talking like how I would talk about meeting a girl, like, a year or two younger than me.
Yeah, she's just trying to, you know, pretend to be something she's not, trying to act like she's still young and spunky. It's like, bitch, stop. Just stop.
It's time to stop!
Like, you were the perfect height. And I just want to know because I'm single and dating.
I can't even imagine my grandma behaving or talking like this. Just going to the countryside and seeing how, you know, robust, strong, traditional women are, behaving like actual, you know, 15-year-old. I can't see it. It's mind-blowing, the gap in maturity and experience in life. Wow. We have not developed past 15 years old. Really, if you want to do the needle in the haystack thing in the United States and the West in general, where you have to sift through absolute garbage to find a decent person, more power to you, brother. I understand. Not everybody can leave or wants to leave. Having seen what I've seen being overseas, I sure as hell would not even bother trying in the West. No thanks. It's garbage. Why put in 10 times the effort for a tenth of the reward? It makes no sense.
Younger, I wish that...
Scurvy, say that a second.
Yep.
If an old man did this to a young chick, I guarantee he'd be behind bars.
Yeah, probably. And then something else too before we wrap up this video. It's like literally if you do date in the West, you only got two options. Like, if you are a good man and you're looking for a good woman, even if she's not, you know, genetically speaking, the most, you know, suitable, it's better you date a spur chick than a Western woman. That's just from my experience. The spur chicks I went on dates with, like, they actually tried to put in the effort, but for me it was just kind of a little bit too late in the semester. like I remember, I think I went on a date like before I graduated in my senior year of undergrad. It's like, yeah, I don't think it was necessarily gonna work out, but I'm glad I went on the date anyways because it helped me learn to, like, socialize a little bit better, and also be a bit more of a, masculine or whatnot.
Real.
Real. Sheffo says the orange is correct. My wife was a spurg and genetically fucked. Yep, and that is true. That is true.
Someone had reached out to me and helped me. I wish that in my 20s and my 30s, like, hell, even now, sorry, I have an itchy butt now. Like, it's so funny how we're so standoffish. Like, where, meaning people call or reach out to you and first thing you think of is, what do they want from me?
What are those fucking, like, fish lips right there? They're fucking gross.
Right? I don't want to be like that anymore. I want to be more receiving and more open and more genuine and authentic, and just that's my goal.
You already were receiving and open.
As the comment.
That she was.
As a 53-year-old woman, I enjoy these videos. Oh, I cannot imagine videoing myself blabbering away. What a bunch of train wrecks. Anyone who wanders around talking into a microphone in their own house to an invisible audience is a hard pass. Never mind age 52. Just makes things extra cringe. Granny's still acting like she's a teen. Yikes. More proof that social media is a gift from God. Man, this is women as they really are in reality. Nah, only here in the disgusting, like, depraved West. Man, it's so different. If you're not her first choice, then you're automatically her worst choice. Even if you're a good man, move wisely. Grown people who continue to blame things on their childhood are destined to be losers. That, quote, childhood crutch allows them to not take responsibility for the shitstorm in their life. And they really are responsible. This woman in the Mets tee is case in point. Yeah, that's the truth. At what age do you start to take accountability and responsibility about your childhood trauma and all the issues from that point onwards? I mean, come on, dude. I'll give you until 22, 23 max. And then the healing process has to start. You have to become at least aware of your problems. Boy, oh boy. The divorce statistics, the childlessness statistics, the relationship statistics, the sex statistics are going to be incredible to see over the next 10, 20 years. It will be a national topic of debate. I guarantee it. We're headed for a cliff. This is just barely a peeping past the oncoming train wreck that is Western society.
Alrighty, so I'm just gonna take another little break. Then we'll get to our praise of the wall. You down for that, Fourthy?
Sure.
Let's see. Did I check my Cash App yet? I'll check it right now, actually, before I head off. Let's see. So AC says on Cash App, I can't wait to make my AIGF a cuck queen. I'll give that a heart. So that's from AC on Cash App.
No, but what's a cuck queen? Is that like a chick who lets her guy fuck other women?
Basically, I think. Anyways, I'll be right back. Oh shit, I didn't mean to turn off my phone. Also, thank you for the $5, man. I really do appreciate it. Let's see. There we go. AC the sugar daddy. Alright, I'll be right back.
Alrighty. Here, let's check what the chat has to say. Pickle says that his wife is a cuck queen. I don't know, man. Yeah, Noctis, I'm so fucking sorry about your situation.
I am back, and I agree. I really do feel bad about you, Noctis. That whole thing is fucked up. It really is.
Who accused you, Noctis? If you don't mind me asking, like, did your girlfriend do it, or was it someone else?
Dude,
you don't have to answer if it's not personal,
dude,
though.
now that I think about it, it's like if you're, let's just say you and your girlfriend, like, you were with like some other people, like one chick was jealous that she's not with that guy, she could accuse the guy of something fucked up.
Yeah.
It's crazy. The kinds of shit you could be accused for now, and the situations in which you could be accused. It's nutty.
I know. Shinobi One says, "I challenge my AI girlfriend to battle yours." What is this? A Pokemon battle?
Let's see. My DF I was working with, we got into a spat previously about money spending, and then that happened. So, I assume you guys have broken up at that point. It's like, I don't think, I wouldn't want to be with anybody who sent me to fucking jail. Anyways, so let's get to our little section of praise here. So I'm just gonna share you the image I have here. It's gonna be, so we have I have a little bit of an ode here to the wall. So, red brick wall, red brick wall. I know all these chicks, they all come to you. And, fuck, I had some other bars here, but I really have to thank you for humbling these older chicks. For, they start to act like hicks. And, when they get off of the carousel and slam face forward into you, I gotta say, thank you. Why do I say thanks? It mainly has to do with the fact that you provide me with countless hours of entertainment, of me laughing at chicks who go through misfortunes. I wouldn't even really say misfortune, because they bring it upon themselves. So I sit upon thee like Humpty Dumpty. But unlike Humpty, I won't fall down even when I'm laughing my ass off. Thank you, Wall, for keeping these women in check. You got any words you want to say to the Wall?
I am the wall. I'm the fourth wall.
That's true. Dude, that's fucking true. You are part Wall. Even though I know you're a cowboy or whatnot, I know you got some Wall DNA in ya.
Well, it's based off my comic book character. He's kind of like a Grim Reaper. I'm the Grim Reaper for these bitches. It's just like they said. Remember, young female, the wall comes for us all.
Pew, 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 pew. And then once she gets pew-pewed, then there's a giant brick wall that just forms, and she's like slams right the fuck into it, and then she suddenly becomes older. That's an awesome power right there. Might add that to Scurvy lore too. Anyway, so there is another video that I do have for you here, and it's a bit more of a quicker video. It's about like 7 minutes, so let's see. I'll share you the video right here. And then, there we go. I was already there. I forgot to turn the image tab or whatnot. It's whatever. I think you kind of get the point. But anyways, we have a video here from Joey B. Tunes versus the World. That's like his podcast. So Joey B. Tunes on feminist TV host Mocking Housewife. Let's get started.
I saw this clip of this morning show, and this just proves how we're living in a time where there's this mindset of people who completely reject and vilify anything that has to do with traditional values, standards, boundaries, morality, etc., etc., etc. Wait do you hear this?
I want to take you back to the 1950s, or at least that's what I thought when I read this Brisbane mum's Facebook post. Brooke Smith shared her routine online. Here's what she said. I always make sure I don't go to bed until everyone's lunches are packed, their clothes are set out for the next day, including my husband's, and the house is clean, dishwasher is on, and a load of washing is on. I always get up early, 4:30, with my husband to make his breakfast and coffee.
Is there anything wrong with that? Is there anything fucking wrong with that?
No, that's good. That
I
ensures that you're taking care of your husband. You're doing what you're supposed to do as a fucking wife, and that incentivizes your husband, to again go beyond the fucking limit to take care of you and make you happy.
I mean, it's all. I mean, for the more religious here in the chat, it's also it's pretty biblically accurate too. I'd say it's like. The Bible says quite a bit that it's like, a woman should be, making her man be a better man.
Go, Brooke. Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever, trying to actually provide, provide for her family in ways the man cannot. Whatever. Says the Modern Reporter in Australia.
Yeah, they're mocking a mother for taking care of her family.
A lot of people online are saying, well done, praising her.
Who? Meanwhile, these are the same
so.
people who would praise Britney Spears for posting naked photos of herself online while raising 2 teenage boys. You know this. You know if they did a story on Britney, they'd say, Britney's back, living her truth, coming up next. And they'd be sitting around the couch going, oh, it's just great to see. She's been through so much. It's just Britney being Britney now. Good for her. Yet here they are moaning and groaning about a woman who keeps her clothes on and takes pride in taking care of her kids and her husband.
Who are these people? Oh.
Who are these people? Who are these people that are trying to raise normal kids? Who are these people, Fourth Wall?
They're normal people.
Normal people? That's bad! Oh no, we can't have that in society. We need everything to be gay and queer. We can't have that. We can't have things be normal. Oh no, she has to. I'm just joking.
Has he hypnotized her or something? Who does this stuff?
Who does this, he says. I don't know, people who love each other, people who raise children that don't end up on OnlyFans.
Making his breakfast and then putting his clothes out of a night. Is he disabled or something like this?
Gee, what a fucking knock. I would love that if my wife were to, get rid of some of the that little point of anxiety of what to wear, which even then I don't have that anxiety in particular, but it's like still, it's something thoughtful, it's something nice, it's something considerate. These people do not want women to be considerate of men. The mainstream media people and other people on social media, they don't want to be considerate of what men might need. And even though it's something as insignificant as, choosing the outfit for the next day, it's like that little action can actually help a long way. And that's something a lot of mainstream people don't understand.
Yep.
Seriously. It's like, get a grip, get off your bum and do stuff yourself.
Could you imagine being in a relationship with either of these two? Imagine this is your wife and you ask her if she could...
Also, she's post-wall. And the makeup's covering up, but look at her eyes, and also her around her lips too. She's not Botox, but also look at those fucking British horse teeth. But it's mainly the eyes. I could tell it's the eyes that she's post-wall.
No, it's the teeth. Not really.
Ooh, also her arms really too. She's a little overweight.
Ugh. It's not really her eyes bother me too much. It's her fucking teeth.
Yeehaw!
Make lunch. She'd be offended. She'd be like, what do you think, I'm a slave? Make it yourself. This isn't the 1950s.
She would have that attitude too. It's like, make it yourself. Even after the guy has just been going through, working on the sewage tanks or some other rigorous, laborious job. I know Scurvy, wants to go be a librarian or whatnot. That's not the most rigorous job in the world, but it's like still, it's like even so, I'd still like to have some peace of mind that it's like, I don't need to worry that it's like I need to make lunch for tomorrow after a busy day or a long day of work.
Hey, you know what? If it makes her happy, but I mean, nothing in that list of things there,
See, this is what the feminist movement created. They convinced women that taking care of your family is slavery, yet working for someone in an office 8 hours a day isn't. Now try to make sense out of that. If you can convince people of that, you can convince people of anything. Tell me what's more fulfilling than putting effort into your family.
At least in the perspective of a woman, it's like, why would you want to bother working for Shekel McGoystein when you have a loving man who would gladly provide for a family? Like, I don't think feminists can answer that question. What do you think?
Oh, I just saw this hilarious article. It says women gets exposed for not wearing underwear while on the train as people complain about the smell.
That's
And people are
vile.
calling it Aroma Grande, Cardi P, Lady Gag.
Dude, I've not even been to the bars yet. I don't feel like yakking right now. Not kidding. I wouldn't yak even if I did go. But still, I don't feel like I don't want to yak right now.
Putting effort into someone else's business? So you're telling women that working 8 hours a day for someone away from your child serves a better purpose than spending your day raising your child hands-on? Even if you own your own business, you're trying to say that spending more time on that than with your kids serves a greater, more fulfilling purpose in your life? Okay, so let's say that it does. Let's look at a snap.
Also, the stress of working in that kind of job, it's like that's not usual for women to do. Even the easy office jobs, it's just like it creates a lot more stress than there needs to be. Like, evolutionarily speaking, it's like being a mother is stressful, but I mean, compared to, stuff that is, motherhood is not so alien compared to working the office job.
Yeah.
Snapshot of the modern family right now. The husband and wife work, right? Two people work. Who's watching the child during the day? Daycare? A family member, if you're lucky? You leave work. One of you picks up the kid. You come home. Who's doing the dishes? Who's making dinner? Who's cleaning the house? You're both tired, right? Maybe you alternate. You do it a few days. Your husband does it a few days. Maybe you're both too tired, so nothing gets done. How often do you argue about who does what? You're both constantly working day and night. 9 o'clock comes around, you're exhausted.
Day and night.
So when do you spend quality time with your kid and with each other, with no distractions? When does that happen? The weekend? Vacation time? When your boss tells you can?
I'm going to need you to go ahead and come in tomorrow. So if you could be here
Office Space is a fucking brilliant movie.
around 9, that would be great. Okay?
Now let's look at the traditional family. That apparently is considered slavery and acceptable to be mocked. Where the wife is the slave and the husband is the slave owner, right?
Even though the wife is also being provided with food, AC, washing and drying machines, a dishwasher, heating. I think I already said AC, but also, I'm just going to repeat myself here. Heating and cooling, a whole bunch of other basic amenities. It's like
that slaves didn't have.
That's totally slavery right there. Totally.
Yeah. And that's honestly kind of a mockery.
You both
to
wake up
slaves. It's like, because most slaves back then had mostly none of that.
Mm-hmm. And yet, these bitches have the gall to say that, oh, it's slavery.
In the morning, one of you goes to work, one of you stays home. If you stay home, you got the kid all day. You clean, spend time with the kid, and cook. If you're at work, you make the money to take care of the bills, that take care of the food, the kids' clothes, the mortgage, the car payment. You come home, the house is clean, dinner's on the table, it's 7 p.m., everything is done. You worked, you ate, the house is in order, and guess what you both get to do? Enjoy each other. Enjoy what you both worked all day for with each.
Exactly. Even if you know, let's just say you and the wife that like they're in their 30s, right? They still get to enjoy that quality time with each other. They all
Oh, yeah.
something else too. It's like compare that to the modern boss babe lifestyle. Like the 30-year-old wife, you know, who's happy with, you know, raising the kids and all that, compared to the 30-year-old boss babe. The 30-year-old wife is going to be a lot happier than the boss babe because, well, she has people to talk to. She, you know, she can spend time with those that she loves. Like being a mother is a good mother, I should say, is the best like feminine role I could think of. And that also helps out the kids.
Right.
Each other. Focus on the kid. Focus on each other. You have time. Now you tell me what system is better and which one sounds like slavery. You own a house, right? You have a family, right? Well, what better system is there than one person making the money and one person taking care of the house? Both things need to be done, right? Look, I understand that the price of living these days is ridiculous. So some people both have to work. I get that. But if you both don't have to work, then why would you? The idea that having someone home is slavery is insane. It's a system that works so things are done. It's a system that allows you to have quality time with each other. To say that there's an underlying reason for a man to want that is to have a robot as a wife tells me that the people who think that just don't know what it's like to actually love someone or be loved and want to do things for each other.
What? Peg the patriarchy. Like, oh my goodness. I hate the quote-unquote high fashion of today. It's like, it's nothing stylish. It's just a bunch of random shapes that are fucking thrown together. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And the messaging on these shirts, too, it's like, what is the message? If it's not blatantly obvious, what is the fucking message?
This is like so. This is so fucking try hard cringy. Like, people might say, "Oh, Shadow the Hedgehog video game is so try hard edgy or some shit."
That's
No,
a good
this
game.
is try hard edgy. Shadow the Hedgehog is a good
Hedgehog
game.
Is a good game. It's an unpopular
And it's-
opinion for sure, but it's a good game.
It's
But
fun.
Look at this. This is not fun. She'd probably be like, I have to attach the strap on first, and then you could fuck me. And even after you get pegged in the ass, you're not gonna fuck her. She's gonna be like, I had my fun. I don't need to please you. That's the kind of energy she's giving off to me right now, especially with that. I don't even know if I'd call this a shirt. It's like weird. It's very weird, and I don't like it.
Each other. Like, why does it have to be a contest? Oh, I don't need a man to make money. Like, yeah, who thought you did? Of course there's men that don't respect women. Of course those same men would want a woman to serve them hand and foot. But you can't lump those guys in with the decent men out there who appreciate the effort a good woman puts into her relationship and her family.
That's the thing. The guys who are watching this stream right now in the VOD are probably the type of guys who absolutely would respect a good woman and the effort that she provides. It's only like the top 10% who basically have fizzled out their pair bonding abilities, who are just like, oh yeah, I expect you to serve me hand and foot without me having to do anything in return because I'm so great, I'm Chad. But it's just like most guys out there, they're not Chad. They're just not. They're high value in other ways. But still,
they're not Chad. They're not bad boy.
They're not the bad boy.
If a guy isn't doing his part, then yeah, of course, the woman's enslaving herself. But to label people who both do their part to raise a family in the same category as some deadbeat who takes advantage of women, I mean, to me, that can only come from someone who has never been with a good man who made you feel appreciated. Maybe you need to drop the all men are pigs act. And then maybe you'll start attracting the type of guys you didn't think existed.
Gee, what a shocker. And out of everybody who says, oh, men are pigs, it's the older women who have hit the wall. And once again, I praise the wall for exposing these women. And because these women are being exposed, men are being taught about their bullshit. So...
Exactly.
Thank you, Wall. I really do appreciate the service that you're doing for guys every day, and women too. For the wiser among the female population, I think they appreciate the Wall in a sense too, because they're, you know, the women who marry a good guy in their 20s, they might have to put their face on the wall, but they're not gonna hit themselves on the wall. Because they know that it's just like, yeah, even though I am aging, it's just like, you know, my husband appreciates me. I have kids who I love and love me back. It's like I now feel like age
it's like
is
whether
not much of a problem.
Well, yeah, it's like once I don't have, yeah, the wall's gonna hit me. So what? You know, it's like I got a husband who loves me.
Yeah, but that hit isn't gonna be like a. It's just going to be a tap on the head, basically, if you kind of got where I'm coming at here. Like, the effects of the wall are still going to happen, but it's like, it's not going to hurt. Like, it really isn't going to hurt. But before we close out the stream, I'm just going to read some comments here. Chris Chan wants an actual slave. He sees his boyfriend-free girl to cook for him and clean for him, then get pounded with the duck so he can make the daughter he wants to actually marry. Oh, Chris Chan. I mean, Chris did fuck his mom after all. So I mean, you know, maybe down the line he'd be like, Krista Weston Chandler, I need you to fuck me, and it's just, it's gross.
Wait a minute, was that the guy who created the Sonichu?
Yes, it was. Actually, sorry, I went to the wrong slide. Let's go to the guest tab. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Shinobi-wan says, women want to monetize their entire private life. How can I make money from X? And let's see. Sheffo says, my wife's job is teaching French to children. And then Nocta says, please, my GF's only job was to fuck me and get paid. She couldn't handle that. Damn, I'm sorry about what happened to you, Noctis. I really am. Comment was pretty funny, though. But, let's see. Sheffo then says, I wonder what Cyrex wants in a relationship. Beats me. Well, what he wants is to get fucked in the ass. That's what Cyrex wants. He wants to get fucked in the ass. He'd be like, yeah, Blind Billy, fuck me in my ass. Yeah, you need to quit, Marty. I mean, then again, Cyrex does... Cyrex does get fucked in the ass by his best friend, too. It's that guy's fucking weird. But anyways, before we close out, I gotta say, did you enjoy being on the show tonight, Fourth Wall?
Oh yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I mean, damn, I feel the same way about being on your streams, too, you know? Once again, everybody, give a subscription to Dr. Fourth Wall. I'm gonna, let's see, I just have to provide feel free, if you want to provide a link to your channel too, please do so. Gem Power says,
I'm spam my channel and Frost's his
go ahead,
stream in the chat.
If Frost is live right now, yeah, you guys go to Frost's stream and watch him. Let's see. Gem Power says, "Oh, welcome, Gem Power. We're just about ending the stream here. If that's the case, I'll put it on the after show. Women hit the wall at light speed. Men land at the wall gracefully. Yeah, that's also true. Though women can land at the wall gracefully if she is married and has kids, and the husband is like, yeah, you know, we're both aging together. It's okay. Good night, boys and goys," says Sheffo. Postnut says, "Good show, Scurvy." Oh, thank you, Postnut. Glad to have provided some entertainment for you guys. But yeah, go subscribe to Dr. Fourth Wall, and I believe I'm subscribed to Frost, so I will see. I think I'll.
Yeah, Frost seems to have took his he seems to have took his stream down, but also I sent you a Reddit article. I'm just explaining what it is real quick. Essentially, this police officer was caught fucking a gang member that they were supposed to arrest.
Wait. Male or female? Wait.
A female police officer with a criminal, male criminal.
She's trying to live the thug posting lifestyle. Holy shit. God.
You see it? I
damn
sent it.
Yeah, I did. Sheffo says, bad show, Scurvy. Ah, come on, Pickle. Anyways.
Hey, careful with that talk. You gonna lose your mod privileges.
You need to quit. You're not a mod anymore, Marty. No, I'll give you. Don't worry. I'm just joking. Yeah, you're back as a mod. I'm just fucking with you. Okay.
As for Frost, it looks like he deleted his stream or something. I don't see it up.
Damn, that
I don't
kind
even
of
see it
sucks.
waiting. Yeah. Well, I'll just link his channel in the
link his channel, because Frost does some good stuff. I remember being on one of his streams one time. It was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I got to talk with Chaz and Grey Ghost, so that was awesome.
Yeah, that was fun. Frost's streams and Chaz's streams are by far the fucking funniest, in my opinion.
Oh, Chaz can get really fucking funny, especially, dude. I remember when he had Tipster and some of the other some other lolcow on his stream as well. Like, that was funny. I was like, dude, get me in that. I want to talk to a lolcow so fucking badly. Like,
What the hell is a lolcow? Explain to my dumb ass.
Basically, a lolcow is somebody who is an eccentric individual whose behavior can be milked for laughs.
Oh.
Let's see. Noctis says, Chaz is insane. How's my angry beetle bro doing? Yeah, he's doing pretty good.
Oh, Postnut says TFM's gonna be live soon. Where?
I have no idea. I'm not the biggest. Honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of TFM, but it's like, yeah, I know he's good for his own reasons. But anyways, I actually do have to get going. Yeah.
Yeah, end your show now.
I will catch you guys later. Fourth wall, if you ever want to just hop in, do let me know, and then I'm more than willing to change the title of the stream, saying featuring Dr. Fourth Wall or anybody else. Shit, I actually forgot to message Saturn today, saying hey, just drop by. I'm gonna give you a moderator role, because anybody who talks to me or joins in for a segment, it's they're gonna be a mod. So there's that. But anyways, I'll catch you later, Fourthy.
See you around, Scurv.
Alrighty, that was fucking good.